Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D. What's happening?
We're doing a little bit more than answering questions. We're also looking at channels today, which we rarely do. But we were having a conversation before the stream, and we're going to start looking at more channels. So you want to tell them how they can...
Yeah, so basically, we have the form down in the description, as we always do, but now you have two choices when you go into that form. So at the very top of the form, you have the option for a question, and then you have the option for feedback on your channel. So, you know what, I should add something in there about, like, specific feedback. I think I might have that somewhere else. Anyway, but basically there you have those two options, and then if you want us to look at your channel, then what we need is we need a link to your channel, and we need, as you go further down the form, we need a link to the biggest channel that you're aware of in your niche of content. And then from there, as I'm answering questions for the ones that want the channel feedback, we're going to do that. For the people that you know, want a question answered, then of course, you know, we're going to do that for you as well. So the floor is yours in that situation.
Right.
So you know, make sure that if you do want feedback on anything, that you do put it in there. And for right now, when it comes to the you know, specific feedback that you're looking for on your channel, definitely let me know, because there's information down at the bottom, you know, asking what your question is. So just put whatever feedback it is that you want down in that particular area.
Yeah, so let's talk about news, a little bit of news.
There's nothing today.
We lost Generation X.
We lost
Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan in a single week.
Yes.
That's a big one.
It is.
That's a big one. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne was a huge influence growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, and you as a musician, I'm sure that was gigantic.
We're gonna get into YouTube. Don't worry.
For me, being a like a pro wrestler, Hulk Hogan was an influence for me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I definitely was not a pro wrestler. You can't tell.
No, but you know, used to watch. You know what
we should have done? We should have worn like yellow and like ripped our shirts off here to start the stream. That would have been a much better way to do it. Yeah.
That was more like a snap into a slim. That wasn't Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it works though. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. I know. Ed Flash in the Pan feels me. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. Yeah, man, what a week!
Yeah, what a week!
What a week! Mom, I'm coming home.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I remember the first time I heard "Crazy Train" as a teenager. It was like somebody ripped my face off. I was just like, what in the world is that? Holy cow! Yeah, crazy. And Theo.
Yeah, Theo too. Theo Huxtable too.
Theo wasn't like he was just on a show that I watched. Right. I mean, it's unfortunate his passing, but like
Ozzy was like integrated into your lifestyle.
Ozzy was like integrated. Like Hulk Hogan was like, you know, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy week all the way around. On the YouTube side of things,
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. So on the YouTube side of things, let me go ahead and just share the screen here so you can see this really quick. So just in case you don't know that this is available yet. So they had talked about adding the audience segments so that you can understand your new and casual and regular viewers. So you now have it to where it is now generally available. So if you log into your YouTube studio on the computer or on your mobile device, you should see this in there now, to where it shows you your new viewers. It shows you casual viewers, which are people that interact with your content. If you click on the little icon, it gives you specific information for this, but it's people that are interacting with your content kind of on a regular basis, but they're not watching everything that you're doing. So they kind of check in from time to time. And then you have regular viewers, which are watching a lot of your content when you're publishing your content within the, I believe it's a 6-month time frame. So, so this is available for you. So the way that you can use this as a content creator is, you know, new viewers. If you're trying to grow the channel, then of course you're going to need to make sure that you're making content that's bringing in new viewers. When it comes to casual viewers, you know, of course you want them coming back, you know, as well. And then when it comes to regular viewers, then when you notice content that they respond to and they keep coming back in for, then of course you want to make sure that you have some of that, you know, as part of your content strategy as well. So this allows you to be able to just be a little bit more strategic when it comes to the videos that you're publishing on the channel in order to serve those very specific purposes. So for example, let's say you look at this and you find out that almost all of your viewers are like regular viewers and casual viewers, but you don't get many new viewers, then that tells you, okay, well, maybe I need to start, you know, trying to branch out a little bit in terms of broadening the topics that I talk about. Maybe, depending on your content type, of course, for some creators, that might mean maybe making some videos that are targeted for search so that you're getting some new people in that way. When it comes to other channels that aren't search-based, then you might want to start thinking about some of the things that we talk about here a lot, which is when you're publishing a video, think to yourself, is there a way that I can make this apply to a much larger amount of people within the, within my niche? That's the approach that you want to make sure that you're thinking about when it comes to that. And then, of course, when you get your regular viewers and you find them responding well, then of course, you want to lean into that stuff as well so that you can, grow that community around what it is that you're doing if that's something that you're interested in.
Malcolm Warner, that was his name. Thank you.
Yeah.
You. I didn't get into the Cosby's. Did you watch Cosby's?
Not much. No.
Yeah.
No, a little bit, but
yeah.
I never got into it, right?
Yeah.
But like WWF, man, I was into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, waking up, getting like a
Bill
big
Cosby.
bowl of cereal.
I like Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I just didn't get into the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like waking up in the morning, right?
Hey, Daniel.
And then you, waking up in the morning, putting on, or basically coming out in like a blanket,
Yeah.
right? Sitting down in the living room floor, going in, grabbing like a bowl of cereal, sitting there.
Me jumping off the sofa and taking you down
and
in
like
the
elbow dropping
Yeah.
me. Yeah, like right
yeah.
there on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, having to call mom and tell her that I'm on the way to the hospital.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We
Yeah,
would
good
wrestle.
times.
We would like full on wrestle.
I still have a
and-
scar in the back of my head
Do you?
from
Yeah, we were wrestling, and I
some
threw
of that.
him into the corner one time of a living room, and he split his head open.
Yep, good times.
Yeah, good times, man.
Good times. But that is the YouTube news for today. And I also do want to let everybody know, if you look at the front of the desk right now, just in case this is your first time joining the stream, or you just haven't gotten the word yet, or you just haven't tried it yet, I have an app that I put out called New Creator, and I made this for content creators to help you be able to thrive on YouTube on the go, because I know a lot of people that are making videos, they also are doing regular life stuff, and because of that, being able to do things on the go is extremely helpful. So this app will help you be able to do that. It works for iPhones and iPads. Android and desktop versions are coming. It's going to be a while, but they're coming. So if you want to check that out, it'll help you make better thumbnails, help you write better titles, help you manage all of your content and your ideas. But go ahead and give that a shot at newcreator.app, or you can look for New Creator in the Apple Store as well.
It does all the stuff.
Does all the stuff.
Does all the things.
Yep. So you want to go ahead and get in some questions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Here, D?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
We have a new form for those of you who just coming in just a little bit late. We are looking at channels today too, so make sure you read the instructions in the form if you want us to pull up your channel and have a gander. Have a peek at it.
All about gandering.
And yeah, we should review the channels as Hulk Hogan or Ozzy Osbourne.
So if it's Ozzy Osbourne, though, then it would be like, he'll be
true.
like, what?
Right.
And then be like, and then like let it go.
And
then look at the next one.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're going to bite the head off of it. There you go. As wrestlers.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
You need better thumbnails, brother. I may or may not rip my shirt open during the stream, so be warned.
So the very first question here, let me get over to the responses. Okay, so this one didn't, this part wasn't in there yet when they put it in there. So this very first one is live streaming Nintendo Switch games. And the question is, after my live stream ends, should I edit out all the countdown screen, 5 minutes, etc., and make it start when gameplay starts? Yes.
Yes.
So what you want to think about
yes,
there?
brother.
Sorry, yeah. Yes. So when it comes
hold
to...
on. That's your wrestling voice?
That's it, yeah. That's why I didn't go into WWF,
no,
right? Because that's it.
Yeah. You just like, yes, it's got to be more than that.
But when it comes
you need
to...
some pizzazz. Come on, let's try it again.
But when it comes to your live stream ending, if you are wanting to get more views on the replay, then yeah, that's going to be helpful, because what happens is if you leave that countdown timer in, you can see it in audience retention reports that people enter. Some people will skip past it, like that does happen, but a lot of people just abandon the video because they don't want to wait through that timer. So because of that, you definitely want to cut that off. But just be mindful that when you do, you are going to lose your live chat replay as well. But for the sake of the replay, because the live experience is over, so it doesn't really matter that much when you cut it off. So because of that, just be mindful of it. But yes, you can absolutely do that if you want to get more a better reaction on the replay and give your live streams more life long term.
I was just thinking, if we were 20 years younger, how great it would be in honor of the fallen wrestler to body slam you on this desk live.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would
just
be great.
right here.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I have to be the one getting suplexed, though. I don't know how I feel about that.
Because that's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Home Rapid Repair. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. Looking forward to seeing you at VidSummit here in a couple of months. So just in case, for those of you that are hanging out here, if you don't know what VidSummit is yet, VidSummit is a conference that's happening in Dallas, Texas at the beginning of October. If you are a content creator that is, serious about, YouTube, then in that particular case, VidSummit is the place that you want to go to. You can find out more about that at vidsummit.com. But he uploads one time per week or more. He's been on YouTube for 1 year or more. He does home improvement content. And his question is, when I make a seasonal video like swimming pool, AC repair, etc., it often performs not great for a while. However, I've seen it often that in 1 year, when that season comes around again, the video pops and gets tons of views. Any thoughts on this long-term ranking process in Google and YouTube search? So if people are looking for the information, then YouTube's just going to present whatever people are responding to best in the search results. But in terms of people, looking for that information, you are going to see those spikes. And if you just look at it in Google Trends historically, you're probably going to see the same thing there. When the interest spikes around those things, then, content spikes around those things as well. And it doesn't matter if it's YouTube videos or blogs or, anything else. So because of that, you are going to get those, seasonal spikes. The win is that you can count on them and, to, make content around some of those things, because that people are going to start, kind of pouring in on those types of videos. But when it comes to the longevity of your videos in search, if you make a video now, or if you have videos already on the channel, which you do because you see the stats coming in from it, this time next year or the next time that cycle comes around, as long as people are still responding well to your video, then YouTube is still going to show your videos there as an option. Same thing with Google as well, if you're well positioned there. So one really big advantage of YouTube search is that when you do get videos positioned well there, and you don't have tons of people competing for that term, then you can stay there for quite some time, and those videos can become serious traffic drivers for your YouTube channel. Like, for example, like D has a video right now. You just crossed 1 million views on it like a month or two ago, I think, your CapCut video. Yeah, that's mostly search, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like he has one, and it's just performing really well. People go into it, they enjoy the video, and because of that, he's just crushing on that video, because it's just continuing to serve people, and it's been up for a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just continues to serve people, and they continue to be satisfied by that video. So it just keeps feeding everything that's going on over there, which is great.
American English with Brent and David Foster are both in for $100 each for the body slam.
All right. All right.
Make it tempting. We need a tip jar.
Yeah, right.
On here.
Right.
Our little tip jar that fills up and it gets at a certain...
The little meter.
Yeah. It hits a meter. I'm just going to take you
just go over the table. Yeah.
You're not even
You're like, hey, I'm going to go step away for a second. Next thing I know, your elbow dropping off of this.
You're not even going to know it's coming. Yeah.
Instead of ropes, you're jumping off the top of the wall over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. $200 wouldn't pay for every bone, like all the body cast that I would be in.
Right.
Oh God. Like I pull muscles getting out of bed, doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Like,
sit on the sofa.
Yeah. Walking into the kitchen to do dishes, I like pull my hamstring. Oh God.
Roger Wakefield in the house. What's up, dude? Hope that you're doing fantastic. Nice to see you in here, man. Hope you're doing great. Looking forward to seeing you here in a couple months.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing great. So next up, we this question, they want channel advice. And let me make sure that they have everything posted here. Okay, yeah. So for this one, they didn't post a link to the biggest channel in the niche, so they get skipped.
Follow instructions.
Yep. So next up, we've got question answered, and this is from Wiggy the Chess Man. iPhone Chris, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Super chat.
Wiggy the Chess Man. They upload one time per week or more. They do tutorials, reviews, and gameplay content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, tonight is my first night doing live streaming. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Love it. Says, I didn't get any viewers, but that's okay. I have a few questions. One, how far ahead should I be scheduling live streams if I know I'll be doing them? If I feel like you promote yours somewhere around an hour before, should I copy you on that? Or as a much smaller creator, mine should be further in advance. Yeah, put yours further in advance so that people, get the chance to go in there. So for mine, we've been doing this at Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern for years. So because of that, if somebody, wants to come hang out, they know that we're going to be live. So we're live unless something is going on, unless we're like sick or traveling or something. So because of that, it's just it's a place where people can count on, to come hang out and learn some stuff. So because of that, that's why I schedule it, in a short notice as I do. Sometimes it'll be 8 hours ahead of time. Sometimes it'll be an hour, but with the time zones and everything, it might as well be an hour. Yeah. But the second question, in your case, I would schedule in advance. So like if you publish a video, then in that case, let that video do its thing. And then, publish your live stream, your scheduled live stream. And then that way, you are spreading that awareness for, a couple days before you actually go live. And another thing that you can do also is just spread additional awareness in your community feed if you have, people interacting with your channel. And make sure also, just when you package it up, make sure you are thinking like to not package it up around like the show. Make sure you package it up with the idea of identification in mind for the people that are interested in your type of content. And then number 2 says, I'm purely a long-form content channel. It would be beneficial for me to stream my content in vertical mode so that it goes in the shorts feed instead. So you can do both, actually, if you want. But if you are a long-form channel, you can do both vertical and horizontal, or just pick, whichever one that you want. One of the advantages with the horizontal is the people that are clicking on it are people that are wanting and interested in your content. So because of that, you are basically making it to where people are, the only people that are interacting with the content are the people that are actually going to enjoy the content, versus when you are doing it in the shorts feed, you might see a lot more viewers there because people are, it just happens to show up there. However, you're going to be in front of a lot of people that, don't really care about it, and those people will swipe away. However, that might be a good way to get some initial viewers, in there. Because if you're having difficulty getting people to click on the long form, then either simulcasting into both or trying some vertical live streams just to see, okay, if I remove the barrier of having to get somebody to click on this, do people enjoy the stream? Do people hang out in the stream? And then that'll give you some information on maybe, things that you need to modify in the stream, or it might let you know that your stream is great and people are sticking around, but you might need to work on your packaging. So then you'll be able to, kind of extract some of that type of information from it.
Got some more super chats from Tommy Stig's Social Club and from Beanie.
Tommy Stig Social Club and from Cathay Arts as well.
Oh, 3 of them. There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for super chats. Cathay says, let's see the elbow drop, suplex, or RKO. Tommy Stig Social Club says, coffee on me. Your input has helped the success of my channel. No questions today, just a thank you message. Appreciate that. Thank you. And Beanie Draws said, super chat to fund a super suplex.
I love it.
So I have this feeling that like by the time the stream's over, I'm going to be dropped on my head somewhere. Now, I don't know how I'm feeling about that.
It's been a while since I've dropped you on your head.
It has. It has.
It's been quite some time.
Yep. Not sure how I'm feeling. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about everybody wanting to see me dropped on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's saying something.
I don't know if I could pick you up to drop you on your head.
Yeah.
anymore.
Hey, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So now next time I eat a pizza, I can be like, hey, this is a self-defense thing.
This is a self-defense mechanism.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be eating that.
This is preventing me from getting elbow dropped.
More like my muscle loss. Yeah. Roger's flying right now.
Oh, nice.
So Roger's flying.
I bet you have all kinds of leg room. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and put my money on Roger sitting in a place where he can stretch his legs.
He's in the emergency row. Roger's in the emergency row.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only way to fly. Listen, if you have long legs, the emergency row is where it's at. If you're not going to ride up front, business or first class, the emergency row.
Yep. And the bulkhead, even international bulkhead. Yeah.
And certain flights, certain planes, certain aircraft won't have a seat in front of you, and that's what Roger likes to get.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep. And I believe Southwest is who he flies with. So shout out to Southwest for taking care of Roger.
That's right. Super chat. Build and fix with Mooney.
Says, I want no harm done to Nick. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So we've
got one person on my side here.
We need a tip jar. We need 2 of them. One for like body slam on the desk. One for like leave Nick alone.
Love it. Love it. The downside of that is that they'll actually expect a body slam on the desk.
I don't know. Listen, I told you when I ran the poll of like who's going to get voted off the island on my own channel, they voted me off to save you.
Maybe it's like that on our own channels.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Not sure. So next up, hey, what's going on, Shark Scrapper? Yeah. So these just we're wrestling. So we're giving some respect to Ozzy and to Ozzy Osbourne and to Hulk Hogan and to Theo Huxtable. What was his name again?
Warner. Malcolm Warner.
Malcolm Warner. Yep.
How do you think about that one?
Yep.
Another super chat?
Yeah, so that came from the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah.
Fortan Architecture says, if you have a video that you think you can improve, Does it look bad or spammy to re-edit, take it down, and repost? Yeah, make a better one. So give it a few videos, or a nice handful of videos, and then just make a better version of it. So when you upload videos and you get the feedback on the videos, it's tempting to be like, yeah, I could totally do this better. But keep in mind also, if you were to take that down right now and then you were to re-upload it after it's been up for like a day or two, then a lot of the same people are going to get presented the new video as well as a new video, and a lot of those people won't click on it because they've already experienced that video before. So because of that, just give it some time and then try again.
I just took
Jerry says, I want to see Stone Cold come out and stunner both of you. That'd be great.
Stone Cold Steve
Got
Austin.
like a pro wrestler just hanging out over here waiting for his appearance.
I met him. I met I met a lot of the wrestlers. But the hotel, I had a friend that was a wrestler, and the hotel we were staying at, I got to go backstage and meet a lot of the guys. Mm-hmm. But the hotel we were staying at, when we got, a lot of wrestlers were there, but when we were checking in, Stone Cold was checking in too.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice guy. I felt really bad. He was super beat up.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, like you know when you see guys.
Were you like puffing up at him, like, oh, are you tough, huh? You a tough guy?
Man, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like, he was hobbling. You see him out there strutting in the rings and all this stuff or whatever. But like after he was hobbling around. You could tell he was in some serious. A lot of those guys, they just live in pain, a lot of pain. But yeah,
I mean, getting bounced on and stuff all the time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
super nice guy.
So next up, we got Nijame Naya. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if not.
Jerry, I'd love to hear that story sometime.
They are wanting feedback on their channel.
Do they add
These channel things aren't going to be great for clips. Just thought about that.
They are or not?
Are not.
Okay.
I mean, Opus Clip still has the ability to where it can, it repositions things that you share on screen. So it does still have that. Oh, never mind. They put the same link to their channel as someone else. Or basically, the link to the biggest channel in the niche is also their thing as well. So let me just pull it up and just
to make sure they're not the biggest.
Just to make sure they're not the biggest channel in the niche.
Just in case they are the biggest channel in the niche.
Okay. Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Okay. It could be something very niche, like broken yellow Legos.
Right.
Like that's the niche.
Yeah, with this, it was like a lifestyle channel. There's some like Get Ready With Me and stuff like that. So next up on the list here, channel advice. So this is from iFun Chris. iFun also did not put a link to the channel.
People are not paying attention today.
Yeah, so I need to maybe I need to word that differently or something. I don't know. If asked for channel advice, put a link to the biggest channel in your niche. If you don't, we won't pull up your channel.
Yeah, so
that's pretty clear.
Let me explain what we're doing here. So when you drop your channel in there, the reason why we're asking for the largest channel in your niche, or it could be one of the largest or one of the most successful channels in the niche that you're aware of, is because we want the ability to compare. What are they doing that you're not doing? So if you're asking for advice, how can I do this? How can I do that? Why am I not growing? Why is nobody doing this, that, and the other thing? We can look at a channel that is succeeding in your niche and compare it.
Yeah.
This is what is working in your niche. These are the type of topics and packaging that's working in your niche. How do you compare to this channel? So if you don't put that link in there to give us some reference, we're going to bypass your channel. Good news is you can go back and add it again. You can try again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this next one right here, so it's Raja Design, and we've got a link to their channel here.
There you go.
Maybe pull out a separate window here.
While you're doing that, Jerry, that sounds pretty cool. I know Diamond Dallas Page has done some things where he's helped people with disabilities and people who have injuries through yoga live functional lives again and walk normally and all of that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's and I think cool. This person is just taking Sean's content, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like they're taking Sean's content and then making like graphics on it. So yeah, so my advice for Raj Design is, make original content. What you're currently doing is, make original content would be my recommendation to you, unless like you're doing this to maybe share your editing expertise or something like that. But even still, I would make I would make sure that you have, permission to post everything and all that stuff. And you might, but to me right now, it looks like a channel that is It looks like a channel that is taking other people's content and then just making some graphics over it. So for that reason, I'm going to skip that one.
That's not going to work out well for you long term.
And I am going to pull up this other channel here just because I want to see what this other channel is that they recommend or that they were saying is similar. Yeah, it's not similar. Totally different things there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. So next up on the list here, Roger says, how do you get better if you are the biggest channel in your niche? Watch Nick and D on Saturday mornings. Thank you for the endorsement there, Roger. Super
I think
appreciate it, dude.
Roger's probably the biggest in his niche.
Yeah, probably.
And if he's not, there's something wrong with the world.
Right.
We need to we need to correct that. If he's not, I don't know a bigger plumber.
Yeah.
I don't know a more
Mario.
Besides Mario.
Yeah.
And Luigi.
Yep.
Mario and Luigi.
Yep.
They're pretty big plumbers, but not on YouTube.
Yeah, not on YouTube, though.
Not on YouTube.
Yeah. So next question here. We've got, for the question, we have It's All His is the name of the channel. They've been on YouTube for less than a year. The type of channel is managing money, personal finance with a biblical worldview. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, it seems creators repeat content a lot. For example, I see others in my niche make a living below your means video a couple times a year or more. Is this a strategy for growth? It can be. So the approach when it comes to making content that is either the same or similar as you've made before is I answered a question just a few videos ago where somebody said, if I can make a better video, should I take down the one that I have, published recently and, and make some changes to it and then re-upload that video? And with that, one of the things that I mentioned,
you're all right.
One of the things that I mentioned was, give some cushion there and then, and then make another video. But the whole idea is that when it comes to YouTube, there's a few things to keep in mind. So first is when, he does have the biggest coffee mug in the business. Yeah, without question, he does have that, right there. But when it comes to remaking content, every person that is interacting with your channel hasn't seen every video that you published. In addition to that, as you grow as a content creator, you're going to learn how to do things better. And sometimes you'll watch older videos, and hopefully this happens a lot, where you'll watch older videos and you'll be like, oh gosh, this is horrible. I could do this way better now. In that case, that's where you're like, okay, let me make an updated version of this, and then you make it on a similar topic. In addition to that, there's also seasonal things. So for example, here you have living below your means in terms of videos that people make a lot in your niche. So that might happen around, like New Year's when people are making, New Year's resolutions, things like that, or they might have found that people are looking for information around that or interested in information around that, at certain times of the year. And because of that, they all kind of lean into that in order to bring in new people into their YouTube channels, because that one is a pretty wide net, so to speak. We do it as well in the YouTube niche. Like I've got bunches of videos on my channel about how to get views, how to get subscribers, how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, that kind of stuff. I actually haven't done a 1,000 subscriber video in a while. I should add that to my list. But the idea is that, with each time that you do it, you're a better creator. You can share whatever it is that you're sharing in a better way. You've learned, probably a lot since you published it last time. And because of that, you can just keep making the videos better and better as you go along. And sometimes you'll compete with yourself, right? So you want to try, if you do have something that's doing, well and things like that, just kind of let it continue to do well. But if you do have that kind of content that you can depend on to where you're like, hey, every time I make a video about this, it does way better than a lot of my content, and I pull in like a lot of new viewers for that, then, people will add those videos to their strategy so that they can, continue to pull in new people into their YouTube channel for those videos that do it at scale. Because, with every video you have new people that are interacting with it. But when it comes to, the videos that make that happen at scale, a lot of channels have those types of videos that they can depend on, and therefore they'll, repeatedly make that content over time. Yeah, if you look at channels that have been on YouTube for a long time, you'll see that a lot. There's some channels too that will just pick a theme, which is different, but they'll pick a theme and then they'll just beat that theme until people stop responding to it.
Beat it to death.
Yeah, they find that thing and people are responding well to it, so they'll just they'll make the same video, but about like a different thing, right? So like, for example, like there's the guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm sure you've all seen it, where the thumbnail has the big, like, it's over for this person. And then they'll have like some celebrity in there. Yeah. So then every time, celebrities are in drama, which happens like daily now, then they make a video about that particular person. And then all the formats are the same. Like everything it is that they do is the same. They're just talking about a different person, every single time. And sometimes that particular creator, they'll make that same exact video multiple times. Like they'll make different versions of it, but the concept and everything it is that they're talking about is the same. So yeah, so it's perfectly fine to make content that you've made in the past. Next up, we've got the train room. They upload when they have time. They do model railroad content. The goal is to teach others. And the question is, I started developing a model railroad control software.
Model railroad. That's a
model railway control software.
Control software.
With Claude Code, I can complete this project in half a year as a side gig instead of 2 or 3 years full time. The competition has the mentality of the 90s and often provides terrible customer support. So when the product is presentable, should I present it as our product or pretend that we're testing it and making tutorials about this new product? Yeah, I would be transparent. That's what I'm doing with mine, right? Is when I make stuff, it doesn't matter if it's my Tuber Tools website, when I had my Pad Planet thing that my planner before I did the app, when I had that, I let people know that it was mine with the app. I let everybody know that it's mine. I think that there's value in that transparency. And the reason for that is, if you have people that are interacting with your channel and they know that, you're good, then in that particular case, then they know that, if they have an issue or feedback, or if they have a problem of some kind, that, they can reach out to you for that, and that you're probably going to get sorted because through your content, they've gotten to know you.
There's
right?
trust.
Yeah.
There's trust that comes along with that. I'm just taking Roger as an example in here. I'm going to trust.
I have Roger's app in my phone. Mm-hmm. I'm not a plumber. I'm not a tradesman. But because Roger put out an app, it's right here. I'll open it.
I didn't even know he had an app.
Yeah. So because Roger has an app, it's loading right now.
What does it do?
It's basically like a thing where you can just access Roger's content. He's got some like membership stuff behind it and stuff like that. But I know that, like the app stores and stuff, like when you have people installing it, then it helps for search and that kind of stuff. So I'm like, hey, Roger has an app. So yeah, that's his app, by the way. But I'm like, Roger has an app. So I'm putting it in there.
Yeah.
So,
the point I was getting at is because Roger's built that trust online.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met Roger. I know Roger. Mm-hmm. But if he were to release a product and I have to choose between all these other products and Roger's product, I'm buying Roger's product. Right. Even if it costs quite a bit more because I trust Roger. Yeah. I don't know these other people. Right. I trust Roger.
Yeah, like look at Peter McKinnon.
Exactly.
Right. So he started putting out his bags and stuff like that. Right. And some of them, they're priced, kind of high. But people are like, hey, love it. So I'm getting a good bag and I'm supporting a creator that I enjoy.
I'm supporting a creator. Yeah. It's a good product. Mm-hmm. And I trust this person. Yeah. I know it's not going to be garbage. Yep. Because they're putting their name behind it.
Yeah. So absolutely. Yeah, I would let people know. But you say that your biggest competitor does exactly that. He conveniently publishes a tutorial when he releases a new product, 3D printable objects. What is your opinion? In both cases, I could create a separate channel for tutorials about the software. Yeah, I would do that if you are making tutorials. That's the same thing I do as well, to where I have tutorials that people can access from like within the app itself. So you can, absolutely do that sort of thing. So then the people that are involved in that side of what you're doing, they can get all the resources they need. And then for your regular viewers, they, don't have to sit through a bunch of tutorials and stuff on your channel. You can see the tutorial that I made. I knew that it wasn't going to do well when I first published it, but I did it anyway. And now I kind of, regret the approach that I took with it. But, I made like a 20-minute tutorial on my app, and it was just way overkill.
Bet you regret that
for something that's new. Yeah. So I could have spent less time on it and had a more effective video, but it's now a video that I can reference. So it's fine. But when it comes to putting that kind of stuff on your main channel, also based on that experience, just be, thoughtful about how you're putting it together. Because in my brain, I'm like, hey, I'm going to let people know I have it. And then I'm going to give them the option to watch this long tutorial or not. So I quickly get to what the app is. But then, I go into like all the details about it and things like that. And you guys just didn't respond well to that. So, lesson learned. So next up, you responded well to the app, though. So thank you for that.
There you go.
Hope that you're enjoying it. So next up, we have this one wants channel advice. It's Clocked and Candid with Dr. Sherri.
Clocked and Candid?
Yep. So we are going to get this pulled up here. And then the way that I will need to do this.
Did they put...
Yeah, I'm checking right now. Give me 1 second here.
Okay, awesome.
Am I in the right thing? Let's go back over to here.
We're going to pull up
and
a
then
channel.
Go here.
Have
Yep,
a
we're
look
going to
at
pull
it.
up a channel here in just a second.
And they're a doctor?
Give me 1 second. So their goal is to teach others.
Okay.
And they say, what's
Like
the best direction to commit to? So let's pull up your channel here and see what you have. See what you have going on.
You can kind of teach me how to take out my own appendix. That would be pretty cool. I'm looking for a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's Clocked and Candid with Dr. Sherri, but I'm not sure what kind of doctor.
I'm about to find out.
But it says, dive into the simplicity of natural hair care, natural fragrance and motivation. Discover easy tips.
Not the type of doctor I expected.
Yeah, especially with our hair. Yeah, not gonna help much, right? But in terms of like what direction to go in, so let's see what you're actually doing here. Let me just look at your video content here. So let's see here. Happiness. I'm angry. Don't stop praying. Okay, so a couple things that I just want to just mention here really quick.
Glaring.
Is
glaringly obvious.
If you look at the titles of your videos, there's nothing compelling about what it is that you are, like how you're packaging this up, right? What you want to think about when it comes to the videos when you're putting them on YouTube is you want to think about, because it's a vertical. Hold on, let's see if this one's coming out. Yeah. So a few things like, I'm angry and then I'm angry. So, being vague does have its place when it comes to, creating like opening loops, right? When it comes to creating curiosity around your content. But there's a few things that you also want to think about is, if somebody sees this, like, a lot of people are angry. So what makes what it is that you're doing interesting enough for just a stranger to be interested in that? So if you're angry about a very specific thing, then at least putting that thing in there will help the people that are interested in that thing possibly connect to the emotion that you're feeling, right? So then that way, if they're also angry about it, then they can click on it to come in. And like, let's say, for example, you're angry about a new, I'll just go two different directions. One, you're angry about how, the world is being ran on one side, or you're angry about a iPhone update, right? One of the two. If you were to put that in the title, I'm angry about this, what you should know, or something like that, then the people that care about either what's happening in the world or the iPhone update, those people can be like, oh, I wonder what her thoughts are on that, and then they'll click in and then watch the video because you are connecting with that same thing that they're interested in as well, right?
Can I throw something onto that? Right. Yeah. So if people don't know you, and this is going to be a fairly large percentage of the viewers who watch your content,
if you want your channel to grow, exactly. And this is going to come down to what you're trying to do with your channel. Yeah. If you're saying, how can I grow my channel? One of the things I would tell you here is you're going to have a large portion of your audience, and you can look at this data and you can see how many of the people are new subscribers, how many people are watching. We have the new data that you just mentioned at the beginning of the show to let you know where these people fall in terms of if they know you or not. If I don't know you, and I mean this in no disrespect, and it applies to everyone. Yeah. But if I don't know you, I don't care about you in terms of what you're angry about. Right. But if you gave me a reason to, if you were topically, if you were angry about something that I was interested in, then all of a sudden I'm interested in why you might be angry about that thing. Right. But until I get to know you as a creator, we haven't built any relationship yet. So I don't care if you're angry. Right. But tell me what you're angry about. Tell me what's upset you. Let me know what that is. And that's kind of what he was talking about. And it's a hard pill to swallow that people don't care about you. Right. But it's also weird things that create. People do care about you, but not in the sense of the general public seeing a video recommended them on YouTube. New people, right? People don't care about you until they get to know you as a creator. Yeah. The average person on the internet, they don't know you yet. Right. Yet. But until that happens, they don't care. Right. If I made a video and said I'm angry, anyone who doesn't know me would see that thumbnail and they go, I don't care why that guy's angry. I don't care about him. Why are you even showing me this? Right. I don't know who this dude is. Don't care why he's angry. Yeah. So just trying to, basically the whole idea is just fusing you with something. Yes. Right. And making that clear from the outside so that people that are, interested in that thing is going to be your leverage. Right. So then it's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm clicking in there for. And then she just happens to be the one talking about it. Right. Can I add something else? Yeah, totally. Go for it. At a glance here, just looking at what you're saying your title or what your channel is about right here at the top, dive into the simplicity of natural hair care
niche fragrances, niche fragrance and motivation. Just at a glance at your latest videos, I don't see any of that.
Yep.
Right? If let's just say you had videos in the past about hair care and they did well. And let's say I came to know you through videos about hair care and you start uploading videos about or topics that are not about hair care. And maybe that's all I'm interested in. Maybe I've come to like you as a creator and I'm like, okay, let's just follow her journey and I'm along for the ride. Or maybe I'm the type of viewer who's only interested in your hair care advice. And you start uploading things that have nothing to do with hair care or fragrances. I might lose interest.
Yep.
And the more I lose interest and not watch the videos you upload, when you do upload a new video, YouTube is going to be less inclined to show me that upload. So you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. So I would really think about what you want to make videos about, right? Are you going to go on hair care and fragrances, or are you going to do a mixed bag? You can do a mixed bag, but it's going to slow your growth.
Yep.
Like if you made your channel a destination for someone, so let's just say hair care, for example. If your channel was a destination for people who are learning about hair care, you're probably going to grow faster than if you were just throwing a bunch of stuff up against the wall and seeing what's going to stick. That's my 2 cents.
And also try to like don't use like hashtags as titles. If you are making longer videos where you are going to be presenting them this way with a landscape thumbnail, in terms of a horizontal thumbnail, I would also make the videos horizontal as well. You might be repurposing these from like TikTok or something. You might make them for TikTok and then throw them on YouTube. If that's the case, that's fine. But when it comes to giving a YouTube viewer a YouTube experience in terms of the videos, if they are in the short shelf, then the vertical content's normal. If they are watching long form, I mean, some people do get away with putting vertical content in long form too, but it's just a general best practice to do it landscape, 16:9, so that if somebody clicks on a 16:9 thumbnail, then they get what they expect, out of everything about the video. So
one more thing before we move on here, just at these 2 rows of videos here, and that's all I'm looking at. Here, scroll up to those 2 rows. I'm just looking at that.
Okay.
Just at a glance here. Look at the video, because we're going back to your titles here. Look at the 2 videos out of those 2 rows that are doing significantly better than the others. You have a video that's specifically mentioning Kendrick Lamar,
Yep.
and then you have one talking about fragrance. Right? So look for the patterns on your channel. When you start to see things doing much better than the other types of videos that you do, you can lean into that.
Yeah.
Go through and look for patterns. Okay, when I make this type of video, it generally does better. When I make this type of video, it generally does worse.
Yeah, I would also just kind of pick what it is that you're going to make content about.
Yeah.
Like,
because
right now you've got like, some of your Dubai travels, you've got like a yacht party going on over here. You've got fragrances here. You've got, like kind of personal things going on over here. Like it's just kind of all over the place right now.
Pick a lane.
So so just pick a lane. So like as a viewer, that type of thing is problematic. As a creator, it's great because then you just publish anything you want. Right. But as a viewer, it's problematic because
it's problematic if you want to grow.
Yeah. If you're trying to be like, hey, how can I get the most out of this? Yeah, it's problematic because, if people are coming in for this video, then they're not going to care. Most of them are going to care about this fragrance video, right? And vice versa as well. And it's kind of, that way all the way across the board. So I would definitely dial all that stuff in.
Yeah. Pick a lane and make me care about why I need to watch these videos. Go.
So next up on the list here.
Next.
We've got Home Wrap Repair. Thanks for Super Chat, man. Appreciate it.
Roger landed safely in Vegas.
Nice.
He's getting ready to bet it all on black.
Nice. Enjoy your time in Vegas.
Yep.
It says, Doug and I will be chatting over pizza at Grimald's Pizza the day before VidSummit in Dallas, Texas. Come say hello. The event is October 7th through the 9th. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there at that time too. So I'll definitely come hang out with you guys.
Pizza.
Yep. So let's see here. So next up on the list here. Okay, this one is also for channel advice. It's Gakiis Kitchen. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Probably
and,
not.
And we've got your channel here. Let me get that pulled up, and then let me see what the other channel is for the other channel in your niche here.
Say it's Gakiis Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that's not how it's pronounced.
Probably not, but we'll see here.
All right, we're about to see. Grimaldi. So apparently Jerry got thrown out of Grimaldi's Pizza.
Oh.
Or did you do a dine and dash, Jerry?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty sure I saw him on CCTV.
Right.
One of those videos.
One of the ones where like, have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
Right.
It was a birthday party on October 8th.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
So, I'm just seeing here if they have anything specific. So they do cooking recipes, and they say when it comes to thumbnails, text or no text, I'm having trouble choosing. So let's pull up your channel here real quick, and we're just going to give you some just kind of tips here on what we're seeing. So right out of the gate, simple recipes, bold flavors, crystal clear what it is that you're offering here on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, love that, by the way.
Yeah,
absolutely love that.
Yeah, nice and clear, makes it really easy. And the simple side, that also is like, oh, okay, sweet. We're just gonna be working on some like easy stuff here.
Importantly here, look at how fast everyone in this chat realized exactly what she's doing on her channel. No one had to take time to try to figure out what was going on.
Oh, nice.
Immediately, bam. Simple recipes, bold flavors.
Nice.
There you go.
So as we go down the page, though, the thing that you wanted feedback on was thumbnails, text or no text. So the wonderful thing that we have now is inside of your YouTube channel, when you upload videos, you have the option to ABC test your thumbnails. So you can try different things and you can see what people respond to, and you can update that test like as soon as it's finished. You can even stop it if you needed to, but you can update that test and you can run additional tests if you want to as well. So what I recommend that you do is I do recommend that you test your thumbnails to see if people respond better to text or not with text. And I would basically make an option for every thumbnail that you do or every video that you do. I would have a text option and a non-text option, and just see for every video that you publish if people respond better to one or the other, and then just lean on whichever the winner is there for that particular video.
I would put a third option in there if you're comfortable with this. I don't know if you're in front of the camera or not, but I did see you had a profile picture. If you are getting in front of the camera and you're comfortable with that, YouTube allows us to test 3 thumbnails. So I would do what he recommended, one with text, one without text. I would also test some where you're actually eating, like what kind of a reaction do you get when you eat it? Like maybe here's the plate and you're taking a bite of it and you've got like a really, an excited reaction, or it's, wow, it's spicy, or whatever sort of a reaction you can put on your face, and just kind of test those to see what's going to land with your audience.
But with that, though, when it comes to testing it, there is something that I do want to just kind of bring to your attention here, and this is why we, want that link in here about, the other channels that are making, the biggest channel in the niche. Is one thing that I just kind of noticed here is if you look at this particular video,
peanut butter and jelly toast,
the PB&J toast.
Man,
one, you have the PB&J toast there. It's pretty clear. I don't know. I guess it could be taken as like a mustard or something. So maybe it's not super clear. But you also have peanut butter and jam toast here. So there's a lot of repetitiveness going on about this being PB&J and toast. So you could take better advantage of the options that you have in the thumbnail. And I'm going to switch to your competitor just so that I can show you this. So this is a YouTuber doing recipe content, and they've got 3.8 million subscribers. And on this one, and this is from the link that you shared, she's actually doing what Dee was talking about putting herself in the thumbnails as well. So you do have that option in terms of testing that, seeing if people respond to it. But when you are looking at the thumbnails, one, look at, the quality of the photos themselves. They're like really good quality photos. So I would try that.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, you can see here that when it comes to the titles and the thumbnails on this channel, she's using the thumbnail text as more information about the subject of the video, which in this case is cookies, instead of being repetitive about what happens down here, right, in her title.
When was the last time you had Sloppy Joes?
Sloppy Joe's has been a while. Yeah.
25 plus years, maybe.
It's probably been a while. Yeah.
Wow.
And then same thing here. With this one, she does do peach pie, though. She did do peach pie on this particular one. So on some of them, it looks like maybe, best sloppy joes ever. And then here, none of that is mentioned in the title. So she uses this more for like, just kind of emphasis, or maybe, here, soft and chewy, just gives a little bit more context. So I would look at the thumbnail in that regard of just thinking like, hey, is there anything that I can do here that would just kind of add to the message that I have with the title? And then one thing that I do want to bring to your attention as well is if you hover over this, and I mean, I know that she's got, 3 million subscribers. She probably has people, help her make these videos and stuff. But when it comes to like the quality of like the image and all of that stuff that's going on here. Like there's like a whole thing happening here where if we are looking at these, it just seems to be like an overhead shot. The lighting's just like a little bit off.
Did you change? It didn't change.
Here, let me switch to this tab. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks. But if we look at these, you know, if we hover over this,
it's not bad.
You can, yeah, it's not bad. Like you've done the thing in terms of like, okay, there's enough light coming in here that you can clearly see what's happening and all of that. But it does look like the white balance is off a little bit on the on some of these. But it also looks like, and I'll just click on it and then we'll just take a look here. It also looks like if I just kind of skim along the bottom, yeah, that you continually have this shot. So one thing to think about when it comes to YouTube is you can absolutely grow a channel that does it the way that you're doing it. So yes. I just want to be clear about that. You can absolutely do that. Yeah. However, when you do what she's doing here, let's share this tab. When you're taking this type of approach, then you're introducing people more to you as well. And you might be on purpose. You might be like, I don't even want to be on camera. So because of that, I'm not going to take that approach, but I'm just sharing this information for anybody that might need it. But basically in this case, this gives her the opportunity to actually connect with people, right? To where you're going to be missing that element when it comes to your content, unless you do some interesting stuff in like the voice version of what you're doing. But like in her case, it gives her and whoever this other person is in the video a chance to actually connect with the viewer because they're on camera, they're talking to the viewer, that kind of stuff. And those types of things can also make content like really powerful. But you can also grow it with what it is that you're doing. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention as just something to consider, when it comes to the content you're making.
I want to add one more thing. Mm-hmm. And again, what you have is not bad. So I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just trying to make you aware of some differences just to have it more visually appealing. Yeah. Okay, when you play this, and again, you might have different setups here, but you have this one cutting board. Go back.
Yeah, I'm going to the most recent one.
Okay, so you have the one cutting board.
Good color actually in that one.
Yeah, this one
looks great.
This one is actually better. Yeah. What I was going to say is when you're using the clear bowl, you're losing some contrast. You're losing the ability. Good detail, D. You're losing the ability. Go back to the other 3 million channel. This one is better. Immediately, you said it has more color because the black plate shows the contrast of the chicken. Yeah. Go to the other one, the large channel. Go to one of hers.
Here, let's click into it.
Okay. You notice she has.
So I'm going to the same shot here.
Right,
there we go.
Right. So she put in a darker board. This was intentional. I guarantee it. She put in a darker board to intentionally show what she's working with. It's going to have more contrast between the two. So when you're choosing the plates and the bowls that you're using, just think contrast and what's going to actually showcase the food better. What's going to make the food look more colorful and stand out the most. A clear bowl is generally not going to be it. You're going to get lost in the background. Even she uses her clear bowl here. She's still in a darker background, which allows that contrast between, what are those, peaches?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Which allows the peaches to have a heavy contrast against that board. Yep. Again, this isn't a game changer, but it's just one of those little...
They're details, and details add up.
They're details, right? Yep. So when somebody starts watching a video, you also, and again, I'm not saying anything you have is bad, but just the more contrast and the more interesting your shot can look, you might hold their attention a little bit more. Yep. It's all these little things that can add up.
Another thing, too, is even though this is a lot more colorful than the other one that we were looking at, if you can do a comparison here. So in your editing software, I'm not sure what you use, and you have to be really careful with this because it's really easy to overdo. But since you are doing food content, when you do have nice, juicy looking stuff like this, where you got like tomatoes and onions, you just have all this color opportunity. Also, just kind of squeezing the saturation up or pushing the saturation up just a little bit, or the vibrance, depending on what tools you're using. But basically pushing those up just a little bit can bring a lot of life to the video too. Because let me go back to this example.
One or 2 points of contrast, one or two points of saturation, just not a lot. Yeah, so very subtle.
Like if you just look at the difference, right? Like you can see just this one looks more like vibrant and alive compared to this one, right?
I can't see the other one. You didn't show the other one.
Sorry,
it didn't transfer over.
There we go. Compared to this one, right? So because of that, just consider that when it comes to like the next videos that you publish, just trying to bump that up just a little bit.
any editing software you use on your phone, PC, Mac,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter
what you got.
Doesn't matter
They've got
what
it.
you have.
Yeah.
Everything is going to have the ability to add a little bit of contrast or a little bit of saturation or a little bit of vibrance. Again, this is something you don't want to overdo, but just, you know, bump it up to 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little touch of contrast, a little touch of saturation, and to give you vibrance, a little touch of that. It's going to make things come to life.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jerry mentioned some foods are just brown and tan, though. Well, in that particular case, you can use like colored plates, you know, like that kind of stuff also to also create, you know, similar contrast there.
Right.
Or even if it's like brown, putting it on something, you know, like black could just help that, you know, brown come out. Or putting it on something white, you know, can do it.
You go to YouTube or go to Google and type in.
But if it's just like brown, like if you're
color theory, what's a contrasting color of brown?
Well, I think he might just be talking about the food itself. So if you're trying to make the food itself look like nice and bright and vibrant, that's a little bit more challenging, I think, is what he's saying with the blue. I mean, that's my interpretation.
With the contrasting plate, wrong. You can make it happen.
Yeah,
you can do it. Color theory.
Yeah, so like in that case, like in the food recipe channel, you know, thinking of it like, okay, when I'm setting this up, like I'm setting up like a whole little scene here. So since I'm setting up the whole little scene here, you know, maybe even putting, if you zoom out a little bit, you know, maybe putting like a little bit of color, like a little napkin or something somewhere, you know, like that kind of stuff, to where you just kind of create like a little scene, like hop on Pinterest and see some like food, you know, shots and be like, okay, let's see what, you know, what kind of cool stuff people are doing to make like their, you know, photos look cool. And then try to, you know, replicate some of that stuff. Cause when you go into like a food video and the whole thing is elevated like that from like the production standpoint, that can be really, you know, just kind of helpful in terms of, you know, people being like, oh, this is probably going to be good just because it looks good. You're still going to have to do all the, you know, normal stuff in terms of keeping them engaged, but that can give some people just a little bit more time. With that said, there are channels on YouTube that do fine, that don't do all that stuff. But if you are wanting to, because I'm looking at that competitor channel that you linked in here, which is why I'm saying this. Yeah. But if you wanted your content to be like that, then in that case, you know, I would definitely try to, you know, work with the colors and whatnot in the scene.
Yeah, I agree. And don't be afraid to change angles. I know it's a pain in the butt. I hate changing angles as well. But, and again, it may or may not make any difference, but it might.
Yeah.
You know, watch the channels that are succeeding in your niche and, you know, count. How often do they change the shot? That doesn't mean you can't do a continuous shot. Some channels do and they do fine, but it's just something to test.
Yeah.
You know, you never know how things are going to work in your channel until you test it out. What you're doing might be the best way.
Yeah.
You just might haven't given enough time yet.
Right. So next up, we've got Chad on the road.
Holy moly. Might
haven't.
Yeah, my English teachers just like had a kid, you know. We just lost the English teacher with Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. They just went. It's a big one, Wheezy.
So let's see here. I'm pulling up these comparisons here real quick. Okay. So this is from Chad on the Road, and Chad on the Road does travel and exploring vlogs. And the question is, I have a travel exploring vlog channel like the other channel I've given. I've been following the advice of YouTube gurus of thumbnails, titles, etc. I just can't seem to get rolling like others in my niche. Can you point out a thing or two that I could do to help gain more views? Thanks.
You better be on the road. That's all I'm saying. So pull this up. Don't let me down, Chad.
So let's see here. So
we're pulling up Chad.
Yep.
I think travel's tough anyway. Travel's like cooking, everything else. You know, competition's fierce. But I can tell you, I haven't looked at your channel yet. I can tell you that as someone who watches a ridiculous amount of content for people who are traveling, travel vloggers, that sort of thing, I generally tune out. Like if people are in areas that I'm interested in, oh yeah, I want to go to these places. They're in these areas. But as soon as they go someplace else, like that's it for me.
You're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. So I would guess that happens a lot across travel channels, unless you're dedicated to a particular area or a particular lifestyle. Like if you're van traveling, well, there's people who want to live in a van, that sort of thing. Let's see. The Ark of the Covenant, boy, you are on the road. So
let's see what you got here. Okay, so graveyard, you've got the arrow pointing to that. So this is one of those examples to where like, okay, if people aren't clicking on this, maybe if I'm going to be showing a graveyard, maybe I should put like a close-up shot in here or something like that. Maybe if people aren't, you know, if people aren't getting the message here, you know, maybe it's that.
Really quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you're a travel channel,
I think this thumbnail's okay, except for the text.
If you're a travel channel, just at a glance here, exploring abandoned cemeteries, forgotten graves no one visits. Where? Where are you? Where in the world are you? What cemetery is this? Why should I care about this cemetery?
I don't know. I think they cover it though in the abandoned cemeteries.
Yeah,
Because then it kind of sets that thing.
But where?
I don't know though, because here we have like
is he a travel channel?
Like the Ark of the Covenant, stunning replica revealed. I'm not sure if it's a real channel.
Is he a travel channel though?
I don't think so.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so like if we look here, we have like fire tower climb. Like that's definitely not travel channel content. That's more of like vlog content. The life and struggles of a small YouTube creator. Yeah, I don't think you have a travel channel. Like I think that maybe you might have like traveled at, in some cases, to some of these places, but I don't think you have a travel channel. Like, like for example, here with this, life and struggles of a small YouTube channel, that's more of like vlog style content. The exploring the abandoned thing, I think that, is good for people. I think that's good for people. The exploring the abandoned stuff. This one, the Ark of the Covenant. Both of these two.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, these exploring these abandoning things and like the old thing with the Ark of the Covenant. Let's see what else we got here. Taking and passing the FAA Part 107 exam.
Interesting.
Granted, that was 6 months ago, but like this content is wildly different in terms of what it is that you are offering here. So like if your whole channel was going to be about creepy places, then in that particular case, I would try to make everything that you're doing, about the creepy places. But it seems like you like there's not a ton of clarity here in terms of what it is that you are offering.
Yeah, to me, at a glance, and again, I'm not looking at all your videos, but it looks like it's a mix of creepy places and interesting places, interesting things mixed in with your life.
Yeah, like for example, creepy vlog.
Yeah.
The Curious Case of a Shoe Tree Explained, tracing the roots of, that one's just confusing, so I'm going to put gray.
Gray, yeah.
The Creepy Place, vlog, off topic because it doesn't look like you're somewhere, I don't think.
Interesting, though.
Must see boats and campers at the thing. So this is more of a vlog. Yeah. So in terms of what you're offering, I definitely don't think that you are a travel channel. I think that you are more of just like a general vlog type of channel.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I would lean into that. Because one of the things that is currently working, like Dee mentioned earlier, is you have exploring the forgotten and abandoned stump cemetery, right? So that's working. And then up here, we have the Ark of the Covenant, which is, even though that's not there, it's still kind of like old, creepy history type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then here you have exploring the abandoned 1913, exploring the abandoned thing here. So, this one isn't doing that great yet, but it's only 12 days old. But in terms of the ones that are doing a little bit better on the channel that are hitting like 300 views plus, it looks like it is this exploring the ancient type stuff. Even here, this is probably why. You had one here 8 months ago that got 19,000 views on it.
Wow.
Yep. That was exploring a grave in the middle of the road. So, like you seem to be attracting that audience.
Yeah.
So if you are attracting that audience, if possible, I would try to serve that audience.
If you can, yeah. Like the creepy, the unexplained, the curious, weird things happen here at this graveyard sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that seems to be what's currently like working from the channel.
That's a whole pivot.
Yeah.
That's a pivot, but it's an interesting pivot.
Yeah, and it seems to be in alignment with what the people that YouTube is recommending your content to.
Can you search by popular?
What it is that they want.
Hit the popular.
Right? Or what they're responding to.
Hit the popular button there.
Currently, anyway.
What else do they have?
Let's see here.
Helicopter ride, interesting. Exploring the grave, paired with DJ Osmo Tech.
Creepy here, creepy here.
Spinning on.
Let me clear these so we can just do a creepy thing.
Yeah,
Horror talk, creepy.
All over the place here.
Yeah. I would definitely just get clear, man. Like I think that is going to be your biggest win, is just getting clear on exactly what you're going to offer and then lean into that. Because right now with growing audiences and all these different, types of things, I think you're kind of working against yourself just based on the general principle of, if I watch this video because I'm into content and I'm into tech, so if I click and I watch this video and I love it, watch it to the end, subscribe to your channel for it, none of this other stuff is going to be relevant to me in any way, shape, or form, right? So just making sure that you're just getting clear on what you're offering, that would be the thing that I would focus on.
He says, where every location tells a story waiting to be uncovered. Like, that sounds like you're going into the adventure unknown territory, which is really cool, but I agree with what Nick just said. You know, if you're uploading things in there that don't serve that audience, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't do it, but you're going to grow a lot faster if you can really fine tune what it is exactly your channel's about, and find a way to package all of these destinations that you're going to and all the things that you're looking at to where somebody could binge your content. If I were to come across your channel because I loved one of your cemetery videos, even though it might not be another cemetery video that I'm interested in, what would be another video that could appeal to me as someone who's interested in like creepy cemetery stuff? You know?
Yeah, I would use that for your leverage to grow your channel, because I'm looking at this this other channel here, the competitor that you listed here.
Can we look at it?
Hey Renee, what's going on, man? Welcome to stream.
YouTube's creator liaison.
He says Nimin 1 and Nimin 2, Nimin Alpha and Nimin Omega, Nimin Tatooine and Hoth. Yeah, love it, love it.
Here we go.
So on this competitor channel, they are mixing things up a little bit.
I don't see it.
Did I not switch? Oh, I just stopped sharing altogether.
Yeah, you stopped sharing.
Let me pull this up again. Tampa Bay J, boom. Yeah, so on this channel, they're mixing things up a little bit, but keep in mind this channel has like 146,000 subscribers on it, compared to, you know, less than 1,000. So they might have people that are along for the ride based on the content that they put up. But in their case, it seems like the abandoned thing. It happened to work in that particular case. This one's a little bit creepy, but it's just kind of like some Halloween, you know, looking stuff. So probably not the same.
Salem Witch House.
But it looks like this one's also a lot of just like general vlog type content as well. But it looks like they've grown an audience that's into it. So yeah, so basically,
they do have a lot of abandoned stuff. That seems to be a
I'm looking right here too.
As you scroll down, look at that thumbnail.
Abandoned one here,
haunted house, the
abandoned
darkness.
one here. Yeah, this is like a. Yeah, more of like a costumey cosplay thing, which makes sense for that other Halloween video that they
Halloween, 45 Years of Terror.
Yep. Yeah, here's another one on that type of stuff. So yeah, so I would really narrow down right now to build the audience and introduce yourself to a lot of people. And then once you narrow down, so basically the approach would be this. Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to narrow down on like, you know, this type of viewer for right now. And then use that as bait to get people to know and like and trust you and enjoy your content and all that stuff and keep coming back to the channel on a regular basis. And then once you have that, then you can start testing to be like, okay, are people coming in for these topics, or do I have a nice amount of people coming in for me? And then for figuring out if people are coming in for you, that's where you can do some of these videos that are still, you know, in the same format that you do. You're still in there, but maybe it's like, hey, we're taking a trip to this place or taking a trip to that place, to where it might be in alignment still, but maybe it's just like a little bit off. So you can start kind of, you know, going in that direction once you have that core audience build up. So I would try that with the channel. That was a good one though.
Yeah. I just saw something. Laugh Lines and Life Lessons says, I long for the day I can enter a chat and people know who I am. LOL. You guys are awesome. Well, here's what a lot of people don't know is we're contractually obligated by YouTube to announce Rene Ritchie when he comes into the stream.
That's funny.
Yeah. Part of the contract. Listen, full disclosure, it was a small print. Neither one of us read it. And then his people called our people when we weren't doing it, and they let us know that, you know, we were breaking the contract.
Our people, they called me.
Yeah. We got an email.
Funny.
We got an email
funny.
on the About Me page.
Nah, Renee was in here, like he's been in here for a long time.
Yeah.
Before he was working
back
over there.
before he was YouTube's creator, liaison.
Yep.
Liaison.
Yep. Yeah, he said it's false. We pay him to come in. Yeah, we pay him to come in. Yeah,
Me
we pay
too.
him. We pay Roger. Yeah, like all these guys are on retainer. Yeah.
Yeah. Please, Laugh Lines, introduce yourself. What is your name?
Yeah.
Let us know what your name is. Most of these people that we're calling out when you come in, they've been in here a long time.
Yeah.
We've
met, like, you know, like for a lot of the people.
We've hung out.
I've hung out with Doug Houston. I've hung out with Shark Scrapper. I've hung out with Home Rapid Repair. I've hung out with Rene Ritchie, Roger Wakefield. Yeah, like you know, like
Beanie Draws.
Yeah, Beanie Draws. Yeah, like you know, like
Chantel.
we're buddies.
Yeah.
So the next question here is they want a question answered. The channel is Life with Ricky. They've been on YouTube for 1 week or more. They do family comedy skits. The goal of the channel is to make moolah. And the question is, for shorts thumbnails, is it better to have an image with the words describing...
Sheila. Her name is Sheila.
What's going on, Sheila?
Got to remember that.
Yep.
Sheila. Everybody remember the name?
Dee is amazing with names. Yeah, so he'll definitely get it.
Sheila.
Yep.
Sheila. Everybody remember the name Sheila. So when Sheila comes back in,
like, hey, Sheila.
Hey, welcome back, Sheila.
Yep.
That's right. Can't forget Sheila.
So I'll restart here. So Life with Ricky, they upload 1 time per week or more. They do family comedy skits. The goal is to make money. And the question is, for shorts thumbnails, is it better to have an image with words describing what the short is actually about, or better to have a big facial reaction? My channel has both currently if you want to have a look. So really just testing those and just seeing what people respond to. So if you find that people typically respond better to the emotion, then in that case, start using that, more. If you find that people, respond better to, having some words on there, then, lean more into that. I know that when it comes to my personal experience when it comes to YouTube Shorts, Tom Nash, what's up, dude?
Hey, Tom.
So when it comes to he's in Bangkok. What's up, dude?
Tom Nash is in Bangkok.
Welcome back to the land of smiles.
Yeah, welcome back. You joined us when we're going to war with Cambodia.
Yep.
Which is wild. By the way, for those of you who have sent him messages asking how he is during this war that's broken out over here, he's fine. Yep. Thanks for asking.
Wouldn't call it a war, really. Yet.
I don't know. They're dropping bombs over there, flying jets and blowing up stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, got a chat.
But yeah, enjoy your time, Tom. If you're going to be coming up this way, shoot me a message.
Eric Wade says Daniel Patel paid me $2 to mention his name. And
I'm not sure. Tom, if you are going to be around, but I'm going to. There's a conference. It's a Nas Summit. That is happening. I believe it's August 16th. I'll be going to that.
Did you decide to go to that? Are you going to go to that?
Yep. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to that. That's in Bangkok on August 16th. So if you happen to be around for that, let me know. If you're going to the conference or not, if you're in Bangkok around that time, let me know. But yeah, so when it comes to the shorts thumbnails, just, test it and think about the video too. Like, think about, okay, if I can express the emotion and I can do it in a way to where it makes it look interesting or create some type of curiosity gap, like this thing's about to happen or it just happened or whatever the thing is, then in that case, leaning on that. But then if you're like, yeah, I can't really find a shot for this, then in that particular case, leaning on the text as kind of like the crutch for that might be the move. But yeah, in that particular case, I just experiment with it because there isn't like a, this is definitely going to work compared to this is definitely going to work when it comes to that. So I would just experiment with both for your type of content and see if you notice a pattern on which one gets you better traffic when it comes from like home pages and stuff like that. Since you're talking about the thumbnails for them.
D, should we send you a bulletproof vest and brain bucket? Yeah, I actually.
So quick story about D.
Oh boy.
So
I have this over here still.
So we've had a couple of opportunities here based on just some, and I don't want to go too deep into it just because this isn't the place, but because of political things here, we've had the opportunity a few times to go and just take pictures and stuff and be around things when people have been protesting and stuff like that. And quite some time ago, there was some incidents in Bangkok where there was military and stuff like that, and D went once without me, and he was like, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "No, man, that's too serious over there." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in a couple days." So D goes, and then he comes.
People shoot at me.
Yeah, he comes back with videos of you hear bullets whizzing by and stuff like that, and he's there in the press hat, but he was able to get through because of that helmet, which is funny that you made yourself.
I went to the military store here because you have all kinds of stores. And it's like a military type hat, and then I had them. I took it to an artist, and he did the press, and then he wrote it in Thai on the back so the Thais could see. And it's also written small up here. Yep. And they were shooting at people. Yep. They were shooting at all of us. It was crazy. The military was shooting at us. That was so crazy. So I still have this. Not that it would stop anything, but
right. But it looks good.
Listen, if you're ever someplace you want to go and you want to go and take pictures and get video and all that stuff,
wear one of those.
Yeah. But be warned. Be warned.
So let's see here. So the RKYV archive. Let's see here. They want to be a full-time creator and says, since my channel is known for being a skit and channel and commentary isn't doing so hot based off of my most recent videos, should I post on a different channel? So for that one, it's more of a question than feedback, but I will take a look at what it is that you're doing. So if you are making a YouTube channel, you can be reactive like that in terms of, because you're just approaching 1,000 subscribers right now on your channel, which you're doing great, by the way. I just want to let you know that because it's hard to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But you mentioned here, you say, since my channel is known for being a skit comedy channel and commentary isn't doing so hot based off my most recent videos, should I post on a different channel? So if you find that people are coming to you for one thing and then you start experimenting with a different thing and they don't respond to it, then yeah, another channel can be great for that, unless you want to give it time to, build up that particular, audience for the channel as well. Because, the commentary and skits, could align a little bit. But if you just wanted to knock it out of the park for people that are just into comedy, then making every video on the channel where they can sit there and they can binge watch them, or where everything that YouTube recommends, to them is funny, then in that particular case, yeah. But, if you do funny commentary and you do funny skits, then it still, would be under the umbrella of comedy. But if you did want to knock it out of the park, like somebody like Ryan George, for example, just having it to where like everything on the channel is like that format, can definitely be advantageous for you. So if you do decide to go that route and separate them, because if you're kind of serious about the commentary, but then you have your comedy skits, then in that case, putting the serious commentary on one channel, having the funny stuff on another channel, so that people that are into the serious commentary and they want to get upset, those people can watch that content, and for the people that want to laugh and have a good time with you, those people can binge watch and be recommended all of the content on the current channel. So next up on the list, we've got Doug Hewson. What's up, dude? How-to content. You should just send me a message. Says for both of you, if you were wrestlers, what would your wrestling name be? So D, what would D stepped away for a second. So what would your wrestling name be, D? Yeah, what would mine be? Nitro Nick would be mine. Yeah, so mine would be Nitro Nick, I think. There's probably a wrestling name generator online somewhere. I should cheat and go use that. But yeah, I think Nitro Nick sounds wrestly. Or Nitro Nimmin, one of the two.
A wrestling name?
Yep. Yeah, I think Nitro Nick or Nitro Nimmin, one of the two. I'll do Nitro Nimmin just so you can't use Nimmin. So
they all kind of have cheesy names. So I'd probably be like
Derailing D.
Either be Dynamite D.
Oh, brother. There you go. There you go. Dynamite D. That's good.
Or
Tango in the kitchen says Derailing D. I think that's a good one.
Destruction.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shark Scrapper says Derailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah. The Destructor.
Yeah, like
the Destructor's here for you, baby. I'm gonna tear your life upside down, inside out. I almost.
You're only saying that because you haven't fought Nitro Nick.
Listen, brother. I'll destroy everything you've ever been or ever will be.
Nitro Nick. Nitro.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
That's let me tone down the cheesy 80s wrestler.
And then we can have like little dolls, and like on mine you pull the string on the back and then you let it go and it's like Nitro Nick.
Nick.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good. So
your
John
channel will never be the same.
John the Don. That sounds like a wrestling name.
John, yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's good. John says, "What do you guys think about doing only shorts to start? Trying to find my way. I have a fitness background, but it isn't that saturated. I'm just doing random different things. Hard to explain in one. Don't know. so here's the thing. When it comes to doing shorts to start, I think that is a very good approach. And the reason I think it's a good approach is because it gives you the opportunity to practice grabbing people's attention and holding them for a period of time. And it removes your focus from having to be like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to make good videos while trying to learn how to make thumbnails, while trying to learn how to make good titles. And you only need to do it for shorter periods of time when it comes to shorts as well, unless you're making extended shorts. So because of that, I think shorts is a great approach because it gives you that opportunity to just focus on that skill. Like, okay, for this period of time, I'm just going to focus all of my efforts on that. The downside is it can be more challenging depending on the content type. It can be more challenging to meet monetization requirements and things like that, but it's a good place to start. And one, it's going to help you learn how to grab people's attention and hold it. Two is shorts seem to be more encouraging. So like, for example, if you start publishing long form content, and if you are like, man, the videos might be great, but if you can't get anybody to click on them, then it can be really discouraging when you're like, man, I'm trying to like publish these videos, but like people just, they don't seem to be like clicking on them or whatever. And it can be really discouraging where when it comes to YouTube Shorts, because you don't have to learn how to get people to click yet, then in that particular case, when it shows up, then you'll start seeing more view counts and things like that. And that can just be more encouraging. Like, hey, at least I've got some people watching here. So therefore, let me, kind of keep going and keep practicing this thing. And shorts can be more encouraging in that regard versus, long form content sometimes. So because of that, I personally think that shorts is a great place for new creators to start. And in addition to that, as a new creator, that also gives you the opportunity to where you create the short for YouTube. And then if you want to, you can also upload that short to other platforms as well. And then you might find that, you find an audience on Instagram, you find an audience on TikTok, and you find an audience on YouTube, or maybe you find an audience on YouTube and TikTok, but maybe Instagram doesn't do well or whatever. But the idea is that, you're able to create that content and then you distribute it everywhere, to where with the long form content, technically you can do that, but it's just easier to do when it comes to vertical. Daniel Batal in the house.
Daniel Batal.
I bet Daniel would have a great wrestling name.
Yep, I got his sound effect playing right now.
Can they hear us under the sound effect?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
What's up, Daniel? Hope you're doing awesome, man. Nice to see you in here.
John DeDon, thanks for super chat. Much appreciated.
Yep. He says, while I'm at work, the Bible, hold on, comes in and give him free food and we pray. Oh, the Bible thumping hobo comes in and I give him the free food and we pray and joke. Okay, nice.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat.
So let's see here. So next up.
Yeah, they said we should have been a tag team.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's how we roll.
Yep.
You guys, like, what are your wrestling names? A United Brothers. We would have been something like,
I forgot about the whole tag team thing with wrestling.
Yeah. We're like, the Flying Niman Brothers.
Right.
Like, we didn't even go there.
That's good too. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Shame on us.
Shame on us.
Yeah, for being selfish, right? I answered first, so I'll hold myself responsible.
Immediately, he's like, "Oh, Nitro Niman," and I'm like, "I'm going to destroy everything you've ever created." Like that was our default
response.
Yeah.
Yep. Shame on us.
Yeah.
Should
have been Wonder Twin Powers Activate.
Right.
No,
right. But
no,
instead,
we messed that up.
Yep. Next time.
Yeah.
Get him next time. Next time another pro wrestler goes. Yeah, we'll get him next time.
Yeah.
So next up,
the Hardy Boys. Yeah, those guys are incredible.
We have Mazzy Artistry, and the type of channel, storytelling about my original superheroes and supervillains. The goal is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is I want to keep my channel as active as possible without overworking myself, and I want to keep my somewhat still new Discord server active because it's been dead since its creation and now starting to be active. How to get both active without the overworking problem? How do I market my server in a not so in-your-face way as a creative person? I want to do it in a fun way, not just linking it and mentioning it. So yeah, you can just link it and mention it. So making sure that it is in your video descriptions, making sure that you remind people from time to time. You don't want to spam it, but just remind people from time to time in your community feed, like, hey, if you just joined the community, we have this Discord, that kind of thing. But the approach there in terms of the overworking problem is, let me look at your channel real quick.
Taking a peek.
Yep.
A gander.
So I'm just kind of pulling it up here just so I can kind of see what you're doing, how much you're publishing and stuff like that. Okay. So you published 3 weeks ago, and then you published another video 3 weeks ago, and you haven't published since. So let me look at your shorts. Maybe you're doing it all there. Yeah, and you published your last short on July 4th. So unless you're live streaming all the time, It doesn't look like you're spending, live stream 2 months ago. So it doesn't look like you're spending too much time on the YouTube channel. So because of that, I would manage your Discord on your phone. And then anytime you're in front of your computer, or unless you make content on your phone, then I would just dedicate whatever time it is that you are dedicating to your phone. But it looks like, in terms of your publishing schedule, length of the videos, if I hover over the video in terms of the editing and that kind of stuff, it just doesn't seem like it's probably taking too much time to worry about the overworking thing right now. So I would work. Your YouTube channel is likely to bring more attention to your Discord long term if you put the effort into your YouTube channel, compared to if you put more time into the Discord that not as many people know about. It'll be more difficult, or it's likely to be more difficult to grow the Discord and then send them in the other direction. So because of that, I would focus on one right now. And the very first thing I would focus on would be uploading more consistently, because it looks like you go in bursts. So you have a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 3 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago. So it's like you go in bursts to where you almost do it once per week, but then you have these large gaps between publishing. So I would definitely work on that. Thanks, Rogers. So next up on the list, we've got Explore Norway. They do bi-weekly content. They do travel advice. The goal is to teach others. And the question is, my channel is seasonal and peak season just passed last weekend. From previous years, I know that any video released between August and December usually performs badly and doesn't improve until next spring, if at all. I'm also currently out of good content, and I'm not motivated enough to generate videos just for the sake of releasing something. The filming trip is planned for August and September. In previous years, I would just have taken a break and released nothing for 2 to 3 months. But now I have paying channel members. What would you do? So one thing you could do is you could support those paying channel members by, making content for them, or live streaming for them, or going out on your phone and live streaming out in public with them, showing them different things around Norway. You might want to ask them what they want in terms of, content that you could offer them based around, what it is that you do there. But you could do that to where, you are making content, more catered to the members. And then once season opens up again, then you could, go back to, publishing mainly on the YouTube channel, or the content that the members request, you could make that for the main, could make it publicly available as well. But just kind of cater it more towards the members, but still make it something that, when next year comes around and you have that peak season, that, that people can do that. But in addition to that, if what you mean by the videos don't do as well, if you do still have people interacting with the content, it might still be worth, publishing to those, to those viewers that will go in and watch it. I'm looking at the channel here really quick.
Are you pulling it up?
1 second. I'm going to see. So they put a competitor channel here. So I'm just going to see kind of their cadence and what it is that they're doing. And if peak time just passed, I'm just kind of looking at your channel, seeing what it is that you have here in terms of views and whatnot.
Wordsmith Nick.
So even here, it looks like, 5 months, 6 months ago, you're still getting views on your videos. Yeah, it looks like 11 months, 12 months, that it looks like you did have kind of like a lull here in terms of viewership on like a few videos. But it looks like over time, it looks like most of the stuff that you publish, because I went all the way back to a year, and it looks like most of the videos that you publish over time end up doing okay. Some obviously stand out more than others, right? Like top 8 tourist mistakes to avoid in Norway, those types of things. But when it comes to your videos getting views, some do better than others, but I mean, that's kind of naturally expected with what it is that you're doing. But it looks like everything, with the exception of like 3 videos here, does, get some, 1,000 plus in some cases, 5,000 plus, 3,000. So it looks like, you still do get viewership over time. So because of that, just by seeing this, if this was my channel, I would continue to make content. But if you are, out of that content, then, and you don't have a trip planned until, August and September, then you're going to be kind of out, until that time. But it does look like, people do respond mostly to what it is you're doing, with the exception of the last 2 videos and then 3 other videos that you published almost a year ago. So, because of that, if it was me, I would still keep making content for it if I could. But since you can't because you're not on the trip, then in that case, asking the members what it is that they want, maybe live streaming for them or something like that, talking about Norway, talk about your plans, coming up for, what you plan to do, once it starts, maybe getting information from them on the specific videos they want, things like that, to kind of plan the future out with them, those sorts of things would be something to consider when it comes to content. And then I'm just looking at your competitor here as well. Yeah, it looks like really, I mean, they do have more breakout videos than you do.
You're not going to show. You're not showing any of this. I can't see any of this. You're just.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
But I'm just not sure if this is going to be like super.
Show it or move on. I can't see any of it. There you go.
Yeah, so that's theirs. But one of the things that that like in this case, right, with the competitor, is it looks like this is more of a personality channel. So, I'm not sure when it comes to the videos themselves if you're in it or if you're like a faceless channel. At a glance, it looks like it might be faceless, which is fine. But they are definitely leading by example here when it comes to, them being the personality and getting people connected to them, which, those types of things can be helpful in off season too. But it looks like they're taking breaks and stuff and they're still doing okay. So, yeah. So in that case, actually they've taken a lot of breaks. Actually, yeah, I mean, like a serious break. So they hardly upload. So yeah, I think over time, you'll probably end up, being able to kind of take a lead here on this if they continue to not upload often. But this definitely looks more like a personality channel around Norway than it does, just giving raw, travel tips with somebody they can't connect to.
I don't understand the question. They're trying to figure out how they can make content in off season.
No, they're trying to figure out what to do for like channel members because they're taking a break. For channel
members specifically.
Yeah, they're taking a break, and from August to they can't make any content until August, September.
Okay.
So in previous years they just took a break. So yeah, so you might want to repeat that, but because you do have the members, maybe just hopping into a live stream with them or making some community posts for them or making a video that they can comment on, and just ask them, say, hey, we're in down season right now. I want to, continue to serve you as a channel member. What would you like, from me? Or these are some things that I had in mind out of these things. What would you prefer? That kind of stuff to just kind of get that feedback from them.
That's what I'm asking. They're saying down season. Are they saying they can't make videos because of something else, or they can't make videos because it's like off season?
Off season, and they're I guess they're not in the area anymore. Because they have a trip planned for August and September to make content.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Makes sense. I was just going to say, like, you could do other things. It doesn't have to be Norway specific. I mean, you can teach.
Well, the whole channel's Norway.
I know, but you don't have to be in Norway to make videos about what to pack to go to Norway.
To go to Norway, yeah.
Or people need visas to go to Norway.
Their concern is that it's down season and people don't watch the videos. Yeah, that was part of the question.
Yeah, I don't know. People are always planning. Like, you go there during peak, like during travel season, but you plan to go to these places year round.
Well, they mentioned historically on the channel that,
historically
when
it's dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Way Wisty Studies says Daniel Patel paid me $5 to mention his name. Nice, love it.
And Daniel dropped one too.
You're getting ripped off, dude. He paid me $100 to mention his name. How much did he give you, D?
I got nothing.
You didn't get anything. D's really getting it.
Daniel said I paid Eric $8. YouTube took the cut.
Nice.
And then Eric comes in again and says Roger Whitfield paid me $10
not to mention Daniel Patel's name.
I
love it. Daniel, man, hope you're. Somebody else asked this too about his surgery. Hope you're doing okay, man.
Who had surgery?
Daniel Patel.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you have done, man?
You got engaged, D. Yeah, you're missing out, man. Like, so he has knee surgery.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so he's got this like cool cane that he walks around with and all that stuff while he's healing. Yep.
Man, didn't know that. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Yep. This is a really good idea also for a video. And I just want to highlight this here really quick. So Scale Train Station, in terms of video ideas, says in terms of a video topic, now is the best time to plan your trip to Norway. Watch this and get all the inside tips, like that kind of stuff. That's also a clever approach because in that particular case, for those people that might have it on the back of their mind, why you should go to Norway your next holiday season or something like that might be, something to think about there. But they do have the historical stuff, though.
Here, I watch this sort of content. That's why I'm just kind of pushing back a little bit. Their historical content, have they historically taken breaks?
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't know. It could be just their packaging.
But they
for what
took
they're
breaks
making
because of the performance of the videos.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be the topics that you're choosing. I don't know. I just know I don't care. Like, if I'm watching something about Japan or southern Spain or Portugal or Chile, I don't care what time of year it is.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because
I could care less unless I'm going there.
Well, no, but these are places I want to go, but I'm not like looking at the calendar and be like, oh, well, it's off season, so I'm not going to learn about it until it's on again. There's so much to learn. Like, what do you pack? Do I need visas? What are the best foods to eat there? What about, is there any language that I must know to get, you know what I mean? Like travel tips to get by in terms of language. Like, there's so many things you can watch as somebody who's going to a place that have nothing to do with actually, like, you don't have to be there to do it.
Yeah,
so that's just I watch.
I agree.
This sort of
I agree with you, but yeah, like I don't watch any of that stuff until like 2 weeks before I'm going to go somewhere. Maybe a month, If I'll start looking into it a month out, and then if I find out I have to buy tickets to stuff and things like that, then then I might engage more. Yeah. But if it seems like I can do something and not have to prepare too much, then I'll usually start watching content about 2 weeks beforehand.
2 weeks beforehand.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like last minute when I go places.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch content on places, like you have places that you want to go. Like I haven't been to this place yet. I'm going to get there. So when something comes up where I want to, I want to watch that because one of these days I'm going to go there. So I'll watch that and I just kind of like put that away in my head. So I'll go down those rabbit holes.
Nice.
Even though I know I'm not going there anytime soon, I will go down those rabbit holes.
Yeah, like for example, like I want to go to Machu Picchu at some point. Machu Picchu at some point. However, I've watched documentary type stuff on it on Netflix and stuff, but I've never watched a YouTube video on it. Right.
Fun story about Machu Picchu in Peru.
Yeah, because you've been.
No.
I thought you've been there.
I know.
Oh,
I didn't go.
Jason. Yeah, because Jason lived around there somewhere, didn't he?
So yeah, they were in Peru. So a single person was had gone to Machu Picchu when the world shut down. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the guy was Japanese. He did the whole trip. He was like the last person there, and they closed the park. They closed Machu Picchu, and since he went there and he did all the stuff and he had everything, they opened Machu Picchu for a single tourist, and they allowed the one guy to pretty much just go do whatever he wanted to do in Machu Picchu.
How incredible is that?
He had the entirety, a once in a lifetime experience to have Machu Picchu to himself.
Hopefully he was a photographer.
To himself, which is just insane.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, when the world shut down. They let him in. That's incredible.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a nightmare to go there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So Lifelines and Life Lessons
Yeah.
Is the next channel here. They upload one time per week or more. Let me kind of see what's going on here. Okay, so the question is, for a couple of months, I was getting tons of subscribers every day, and now I'm not getting any. I'm losing them, and I'm not understanding why. What's your advice? Okay, so the very first thing I want you to do is when you get the opportunity, and I'm going to pull up your channel here real quick too and just kind of see what you got going on. But when you get the opportunity, I want you to go into your YouTube analytics. In your YouTube analytics, you can actually see the videos that are causing people to unsubscribe. So what I want you to do is go into your YouTube channel, go into your Creator Studio, go into your analytics, and then go and see the videos that are causing people to unsubscribe. Keep in mind that sometimes, like, YouTube clears out bot accounts and things like that, and you can take subscriber hits because of that. So keep that in mind, but you can go into your analytics and you can find where people have unsubscribed from the YouTube channel. And give me just a second here.
Explore Norway says most people watch their content while being there.
Oh, interesting.
He can see it from the stats. So most of your viewers are in Norway. That's really
like last minute. Yeah, I thought I was last minute. Like that's like last minute.
Well, I wonder,
I'm going to show up in Norway and then go for it. If it's Norway tourists.
Yeah.
Norwegian.
Yeah,
tourists.
I wonder. Yeah, like I wonder who it actually is that's watching your videos. Are they actual people who are traveling to Norway who are watching your videos while they're there? Like, oh, hey, we're in Norway. I wonder what there is to do. Last minute people like you. Or if they are Norwegians. Interesting. I wonder what language. I guess they make the videos in English. I guess that they're trying to. Yeah, it's interesting.
So really quick, lifelines and life lessons. I'm looking at your stats right now, and it looks like you're actually growing. Like, I'm just going to pull this up here really quick. And I don't know if you're seeing the same thing. I mean, you should be. But it looks like to me, according to Social Blade anyway, it looks to me like you are gaining almost 9,000 a month. Previous month in May, were like 6,800. So it looks like you're kind of swelling right now. So I don't know if you're curving off, but it looks like your channel is actually thriving right now. But let me just kind of look at what it is that you're doing here. So in terms of losing subscribers, the very first thing would be to go and try to figure out which videos are taking, that people are leaving on. And I'm just going to pull up your channel here real quick to just kind of show it so people know the context. There we go. So I would go into your analytics, and you can actually see this if you click up here in the top right. Then you go into your Creator Studio. It's going to show you the you need to go into your advanced mode analytics. Once you're in your advanced mode analytics, then you can click on, let's see here. No, because the new analytics is there. So by memory, I can't walk you through to the, yeah, I can. So basically, over on the left-hand side, you want to go and select the drop-down and look for subscribers lost. And when you check that box, it should show you, if you keep content selected, it should show you the videos that subscribers are leaving from. And then you can click on those, and then you should be able to sort it by the videos that are losing the most subscribers. And then if you do that, then that should tell you where they are all growing, but not fast enough. It just died and not thriving now. Okay. Yeah, so what I would do is I would go and I would look for those videos, and I would just kind of watch those videos and see if you're like doing something in there that maybe is causing people to, not be in alignment. Or it might be something to where you shared like a controversial opinion, and for whatever reason, that segment of your audience is like, hey, that's enough for me. I'm out of here. Those types of things happen as well. But other things that I want you to look at, if you said that like right now things have just kind of like flatlined for you, is a very similar thing. Is you go into your YouTube analytics, go into your advanced mode. And then from there, in the drop down over one of the drop downs on the left, you are going to be able to select traffic sources. When you select that, it's going to show a line chart going across the top of the screen. And then you're also going to see the option to select like browse, suggested, and search. So, and external. But basically select all of those and then look for any drops there in those lines. And that can also tell you kind of what happened, right? So for example, if you see that like your suggested videos dropped off just all of a sudden, then that means that, a video that you were getting suggested from, either one, you lost your position there, or two, that video lost its position. And then if you find that your search traffic dropped off, then in that particular case, that means that your, somebody else, got you there, or they just kind of outranked you there in terms of how people are responding to the content. And then if your home traffic dropped off, then that means that, something like if that video is getting recommended a lot, that it, either became not competitive enough based on all the different factors, like maybe it just went through the cycle of the people that the system thought would be interested in that video right now. It might be fine later, because ebbs and flows are a very normal thing when it comes to YouTube. So you might just be in one of those right now. But those are the things that I would look at to try to figure out what happened. And then from there, in terms of action, like if you do find that it was like suggested videos, in that case, there's not much that you can do there outside of just publishing, additional content. But, seeing the videos that did lose that traffic is definitely something that you can do also. And you say here in the chat says, to be honest, I always forget about the advanced analytics. I need a class on this. Thank you. Yeah, we're working on that. So you'll be able to have that relatively soon.
Oh, it's Sheila.
Yeah.
That's Sheila's channel.
Yep. Yeah, so you'll be able to have the analytics class relatively soon, but there's probably videos on it now. So because the old analytics is gone, I'm sure there's a video out there, now that somebody's put together. If not, somebody should make that video. I might actually, but I would definitely look, just watch some videos on it and try to get up to speed, because those types of things are just important to know to kind of help you uncover when things are, kind of not going in a way that you hope or that are favorable in that moment in time. D, cover me for a second. I need to step away.
Yep. Let me swap this out here. I'm going to cover Nick for a little bit. Make sure my mic is on. So I'll be taking any questions out of the chat, or we can just bad talk Nitro Nimmin while he's out of the room. Fjords. Yeah, I think fjords is the craziest. I didn't even know what the word fjords was until I was going to go to Iceland. And I dug into all of that. Had to learn about what fjords are. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Nice to see you. We're going to talk bad about Nick. Okay, I'm down for that. Let's do it. Let's talk bad about Nick. I love it. Yes, we have a Naga sea creature in Thailand. Yes. Hey, Anong, how you doing? Yes, you have a Naga sea creature in Thailand. You have one that has, in Nong Khai, if I'm not mistaken, Bangfai Payana, if I said that correctly. They have a sea creature that comes out of the water once or twice a year, something like that. Alex Rupik says, I did get my question in the form. I'm asking it here too. Okay, so if you ask a specific question about your channel, I don't have access to the form. He's going to have access to it when it comes back. So if you're looking for him to pull up your channel, he's going to be going through all those when he gets back. Valentine Station, this is a good one. Tips for VidSummit. Yes, okay, tips for VidSummit. My tips for VidSummit, number one, you need to stay hydrated, because you are going to talk a lot. You're going to be on your feet a lot. You're going to be walking a lot. Number two, wear comfortable shoes. You are going to be on your feet a lot. Number three, don't be a wallflower. I know it can be difficult, especially if you're an introvert, to where it might be more difficult to go up and introduce yourself or hang out with people. Just understand that everyone there has skin in the game. They're all creators just like you. The size of your channel or how much success or how much struggle you've had doesn't matter.
Yep.
I think of all the times I've been there, I've only heard one conversation of somebody telling me that only once somebody asked them about their channel size. Only one time.
Yep.
People don't care.
Yep.
They're there to learn, to network, to share, to give. So network with people. The more you put yourself out there to be part of the conversations, the more you're going to get from it.
Yeah.
And I'll also say this, and Daniel says, go to the bars and lounges after hours.
Yep.
I will say this.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, so much conversation happens there.
This is true for every event. When you figure out what the speakers are, okay, here's where all the talks. You don't have to go to every talk, because you're going to get replays on the website. You don't have to go to every talk. Mark down the talks that you absolutely want to go to. Like, I absolutely want to see this one. I want to be there. I want to support this person. I have to be there for this person. And then network through the other ones. Understand that you can watch the replays of the talks that you don't have to be in there for. One of the mistakes I've made at past events is just trying to go to everybody's talk. And then I realized that a lot of times you learn more, not every time, but a lot of times you can learn more by having conversations in the hallways, or conversations over dinner, or conversations over lunch, or conversations sharing an Uber with somebody going to do something else.
Yeah.
So there's so much to learn. There's so much value to be had.
Best Uber ride I've ever had in my life
with
was
the
after
Brown brothers.
Yeah, it was with Justin and Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say there's an equal or more knowledge even to be learned outside of the rooms where people are giving the presentations. Mm-hmm. So don't just go in there thinking I have to attend every talk. Seek out those conversations outside in the hallways and over food. Yeah. You're going to learn a lot.
Yep.
That would be my tips for VidSummit. Mm-hmm. And well, you bought me one time, and I forget the name of it. It was like a throat coat thing. What is it?
It's called throat coat.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
called throat coat.
Yeah, throat coat. Yeah. You are going to leave.
They sell lozenges and they sell a tea.
Okay.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, it's like magic for your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a speaker,
yeah.
I actually got this tip from Social Media Marketing World. They put it in everybody's bags. But basically, they have tea and they have a lozenge, And with that, it's a lifesaver for your throat.
Yeah.
It's like magic for your throat.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to leave. Your throat's going to be scratchy. I'll say this, just for me. A lot of people get sick going to events because you're constantly shaking hands and you're doing all of that stuff.
I've never been sick going to an event.
I
know you have.
No,
but I know they've had some.
No, it's like people like every event. People always talk about getting colds and flus or whatever. It's a thing. Wash your hands a lot.
Yeah.
Wash your hands a lot and try not to touch your face as much as possible.
Yeah.
Loads of people get sick at events. It's just everybody's shaking hands. I mean, you're shaking hands with who knows how many people.
Yeah, and for those of you that go,
what those people are doing with their hands.
And I heard Dee mention also about not being a wallflower. If you are somebody that is not social, like come and find me, and then like I'll get you into a group of some kind, into a conversation. So if you are that type of person, just come and find me, and then you can hang out with me, and we'll find some people to talk to, and get you into a conversation.
Jason says I always wash my hands. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't know that? Events. People. There's like the big tech events. Even they have like nicknames for the colds that everybody leaves with. And, I mean,
I know they had that situation like after like COVID and stuff.
No, just always. But it's always a thing.
Yeah. Didn't know that.
Yeah. People always catch colds. I mean, you're literally like next to all the people shaking hands. And
I wonder if it's seasonal.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. There's a seasonal aspect to that. Definitely possible.
So the next question here is from Valentine Station.
Don't lick doorknobs or escalators.
Try not to.
Yeah.
Try not to.
Escalator
there's some good doorknobs, though.
Elevator buttons, try not to lick them.
Try.
Yeah, I know.
Do your best.
Sometimes we have to pull Daniel out of the elevator.
He's be like, dude, get off the buttons, for God's sakes. Right, we got stuff to learn here, right?
I'm trying to clean them. I got to keep them clean.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Come on. He does that.
So Valentine Station is the next question. The type of channel is Route 66. The question is, what type of videos or content buckets should I focus on for best results? It's hard to see the forest for the trees. I live in an antique gas station on Route 66, like the movie Cars, Radiator Springs, in a Route 66 ghost town. I did have a largely viewed video. Any natural follow-ups you see? So in terms of content buckets, that's something that I can't necessarily do from the outside because I need like stats access for that. And that kind of thing takes time because basically what I would do, just so you can do this side of things yourself, is I would go into the grouping feature inside of YouTube, and you can find this in your advanced mode analytics. But you go into the grouping feature, and then you start putting together groups of content that make sense together. And then you start in terms of like, okay, these fit into this category, these fit into this category, these fit into this category. And you start putting your groups of content together, and then you go in based on whatever goals you're trying to accomplish with the channel. You go and you start looking at which one of those types of content or categories are getting the best response for the goals that you're trying to accomplish with the channel. And then that would be the starting point. And then from there, based on that information and seeing everything that you had on the channel, the next step would be to then start exploring other channels, start looking into the communities around the type of content that you make, and see if there's things in there that people seem to care about more than other things and that kind of stuff. But basically, because I don't have access, to that, and that takes a considerable amount of time. So because of that, that's something that you can do on your end. But I am going to look at the channel though and just kind of see what you have going on.
Pulling up a channel now.
Yep. All right. So let's see here. So for this one, Valentine Station. Route 66 garage. Let's see if there is anything obvious kind of going on here.
Let me zoom in here. Are they looking for a new direction, or just?
No, they're just trying to figure out like what buckets to put together to keep people coming back and to just grow the channel overall.
I love that one. I live here. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah, 566,000 views, so people, clearly interested in that.
Yeah.
7 months ago, both of these 11 months, classic car graveyard. So that's outside of that, but might be on Route 66 though. So, that's okay. So a couple of things is one, just based on this particular video and how people responded to this, and it's like a vlog style video anyway. Like one pillar that I might experiment with, and you might have done this already, so if you have and it didn't work, then obviously, don't.
I'd make more videos about that.
But just experimenting with like, hey, let me make more videos with like a similar thumbnail, but let me make more videos around like my life here. Because, some of these things are like, you doing things around Route 66, but because people responded so well to this, it's something that people do find interesting. So because of that, I would, explore this a little bit more and just, get more into detail, because I know that in the past you have had us pull up your channel, and you had mentioned what your channel was about. And as soon as you say that you live in the old gas station and stuff like that, Dee and I last time, or maybe a time before, but the first time we found out about your channel, we're like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
So like right out of the gate, it's like you're doing something interesting. So basically leveraging that thing that's just interesting out of the gate is definitely something to consider. Little Crafty Nook right here just said the same exact thing. Oh, that's very cool. So when it comes to that, I would definitely consider leveraging that a little bit.
I can add this. I go down rabbit holes of interior design. I have no idea. It's just one of my things I like to go down.
I do that on Pinterest.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love videos.
Love interior design stuff on Pinterest.
Isn't that weird?
Oh, God,
you just go down those weird.
Yeah.
So I like the videos where they do walkthroughs and stuff like that. You live in a very unique place, and you made a 40-minute video that had, 500,000 views on that particular video. I'm generally not going to click into a 40-minute video, but a lot of people apparently did.
TV viewership now, like I would embrace the heck out of that.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is I would, as you expand more on where you live, I would also try to break that down into, framing things around, the interior of a gas, I don't know how to frame that off the top of my head, but, frame it around, a walkthrough of your interior of living in a Route 66 gas station. What does it look like? Show me the details. Like, okay, I understand that you live there, but what did you do with the design? Do you have rooms on the inside? And you probably do, that are, have you designed them in a cool way? Do you have like custom stuff in there, like an old jukebox or something like that? Like, I don't know what you have on the inside, but you can make videos just showcasing all the interesting things that you have inside, showcasing the interior design.
So his third highest performing video is that.
Is exactly that? Can you pull it up?
6,000 views though.
Okay.
So it's a big drop from that 566.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Other things too is like when you do that, because you have the 18 years in your thumbnail and you also have the 18 years in your title. I would also put a little bit more emphasis on the gas station there too.
Yeah. I live in a gas station.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things.
That by itself is interesting.
Yeah. I live in a gas station is interesting, even if it's not connected to Route 66.
Yeah. But basically, having that experiment is one, and just see how people respond to it. People might not respond to it, or they might. But basically learning how to, make that content in a way that people will respond to it. And then, of course, some of the other stuff that you're doing, I would also... I don't know if you have people that actually stop at the gas station if it's still functional, or if it's not.
Do you mean to add this? You're not. You don't have it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of explaining the idea. But basically, like if people do, stop by the gas station, I'm not sure if they do or not, but if they do, you could also experiment with things like, interviews of people kind of, coming by, that kind of stuff. And then in addition to that, I think that some of the things that you're doing in terms of traveling along Route 66 and just kind of sharing your experience there, I think that would also kind of fit into like the vlog, style thing that you seem to be doing. So I think that, could definitely be one. And it looks like, to be specific, you have this one here of, let me pull this one up just so everybody can follow along, since I am talking about specific videos. Like you have this one here that is about cars specifically. And then I see that you have another one here that looks like it might be about cars. I'm not for sure. That thumbnail's a little bit confusing. And then you have this one down here, cars of Route 66. But, trying, and just as a heads up, I would definitely make that car bigger in this particular thumbnail. But basically...
That looks like if the General Lee was a clown car.
It does. But basically having like a car pillar, like that type of thing could also be something that you do as well. But I would try to keep it between like 3 and 5 just so you can like really, serve those audiences. So I would think about a couple of things. One, do the thing that I talked about before in terms of going into the channel and looking to see what people have responded to. And seeing if there's anything that you can pull from that. And then the next thing that I would also consider is what types of things, based on the content that you currently have or additional content that you could, make around this theme, what types of things would I be able to consistently make content about over a long period of time that would also be interesting to other people, right? So that's why I was kind of, looking at the amount of content that you might have based around cars, because, that might be something where it's like classic cars on like Route 66 or, motorcycles cruising through, Route 66, that kind of stuff. But I would just think about, what do I have access to that would allow me to be able to make, a decent amount of content for a decent amount of time, on the channel.
Does it smell? Can you? Is there gas residue? Can you smell? Like, do you have that? Like if you have like a barn or garage and you had gas in there for an extended period of time, it kind of has that smell, that engine oil gas smell.
Yeah, and really quick, he says, I could do interviews or go 3 miles to a place where they congregate. Yeah, so things like that, right? That's where experimentation really comes in, because you might find out that you're like an awesome interviewer and that people really love the conversations that you're having. Or you might find out that, people that are watching your channel don't really care about that, right? But experimenting with those types of things are like, that's how you figure out stuff that people want, right? Is you'll publish a video or 2 on that, and then you'll have one and it'll do well, and then you'll follow it up with another one, that one will do well, and then it's just like, hey, it seems like every time I publish this, it does substantially better than than some of the other videos that I have, and then that can kind of put you in that direction. But just experimenting with those types of things is definitely something to consider. But I love the theme though, in terms of Route 66. I think that's super cool. And I would lean on that heavy too, and like thumbnails and like channel art, like everything about it. Like I would lean into that hard.
That's your story.
Yeah.
Like that's your thing. I live in a gas station on Route 66. Yeah. Like that's just so interesting.
Yeah.
Like if that's all you ever told me about you, I live in a gas station on Route 66.
Yep. That would be a whole conversation. Yeah. Like, oh wow. What's
yeah. Like just that by itself is super interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks for super chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Daniel mentioned here also, and Daniel Batal is also, he's a YouTube strategist, but basically he says, I missed the beginning, but I'd consider leveraging the original description. I live in the real life radiator springs from cars and leverage what people might be familiar with from pop culture.
Very cool.
That's good too. Yep. Easy Rider, didn't they do Route 66 too?
The movie Easy Rider?
I think so.
Like
Was
the
that
old
Route
one?
66?
The old movie Easy Rider?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't remember. I bet he does, though.
Thanks for the super chat, Valentine Station.
I bet he knows.
So next up, we've got JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, does bi-weekly content. And let's see what they posted here. I gotta move some of these around here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Does bi-weekly content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what I like. Says, my audience watch behavior is heavy to new viewers, 55.3%, and only 5.8% regular viewers. Should I be concerned? And is this because of my current location? Will it balance out more eventually? So new viewers is how you grow your YouTube channel, right? Because if new people aren't interacting with it, then you don't have the opportunity to grow. So having a little bit more than half of the people interacting with your channel being new viewers is actually a good thing. In terms of 5.8% regular viewers, that's okay. Because that does mean that people are coming back to, the channel, which is good. And of course, those numbers are going to be more or less important based on, how many views are coming in from the channel. But in terms of, having a majority of newer viewership, that's how your channel grows, right, through those people. So yeah, having that is definitely good. Next question is, let's see here, from iFund Chris. And put your channel in there in both of the fields there. So what we're looking for there for pulling up the channel, let me see your question though. You might just had a question. Oh, you don't have a question either. Just feedback was your thing there. So yeah, so what I'm looking for there is I'm looking for your channel, and I'm looking for a channel that is similar to yours, so that I can, if needed, I can show you comparisons between channels that are doing similar things to you and things that they might be doing differently. Renee Ritchie says, I think most channels are going to see regular viewers as much lower than they expect. Casual viewers will be higher. Yeah, I think it's cool that you guys put out that stat. Like, I think that's a cool thing to see. And it also just kind of helps give context, right? So it can be like, okay, well, if I'm publishing videos and I'm not getting like any returning viewers, then in that case, is it still like super important that I consider those, viewers? Like if I'm not trying to grow that, that group of people, then in that case, is it super important that I consider them when making, content decisions outside of building a body of work and, having the channel as, targeted towards a certain viewer? In terms of like, references in the content and things like that like nobody watching is going to get, right? So I think having that type of information is really valuable when it comes to creators. So I'm glad you guys broke it down that way. Let's see here. So next up, we've got Switch Gaming. Gonna guess you're making Switch content. Mm-hmm. They do live streaming, family friendly gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. And it says, please review my channel and give some advice. So we will pull it up and just give feedback on kind of a first impression, you know, thing.
Let's go.
See what we see as a first impression.
Let's go. Let's see what it is.
Yep. So let me share my screen. All right. So Switch gaming, pretty clear that you're doing Switch gaming content. You got the Nintendo imagery right there. So right out of the gate, it's super clear to me that you are doing Switch content. If I go to your videos tab, yeah, imagery. I think your imagery is solid for your thumbnails. Anyway, I don't know, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart World, Golden Knockout Challenge. Yeah, I think the packaging from the outside, I think all of this is super easy to identify, or at least most of it is super easy to identify for, you know, people interested in this type of content. Like, it's super clear here that, you know, Mario is in that particular one, Donkey Kong's in this one. Like, it doesn't take any energy, you know, to see what's going on there. So I think that is, I think that's a win. I also like how you're experimenting with you know, in some thumbnails and not in other thumbnails. I don't know if these are results from, you know, A/B tests or not, but I think it's good that you are experimenting with that. Switch to Pro Controller unboxing, first look and hands-on. Yeah, I mean, like this right here, you know, I'm surprised this only got 123 views on it. And just from the packaging itself, not sure about the video content, but in terms of the packaging, like, you know, this all, you know, seems solid to me in terms of, you know, how you're packaging that particular one. However, when it comes to like this one, Lagoon Lair Adventure, Donkey Kong Bonanza Begins, I think this kind of thing is okay because it's informative, but there's nothing about any of these. Like here, Donkey Kong Bonanza, the Isle is Wild. I think that, you know, adds a little bit to it, but I would definitely try to workshop your titles a bit and see if you can come up with like something that would, like, how can I explain this? So the idea is what it is that you have now. It's easy to identify. And if somebody that is interested in this type of content were to see this, then it would grab their attention. From there, you have to try to figure out if currently your titles are more informative, right? Like, okay, hey, this is what's happening in this video, which is an excellent like first step. But that also makes it to where the content can be like, okay, yeah, this is about this, but I don't really need to watch this, you know, right now, or it's not something that makes me feel like, oh, I got to check this out. So the next step would be when it comes to the titles. And again, I don't know about the video content itself. So you could be getting people to click, but the video content itself could be what, you know, is hurting this. But basically, if you're having trouble getting people to click, then in that particular case, just trying to think about, okay, what can I do with these titles to make it feel like if somebody sees this on their homepage that's into Switch content and they're into watching gaming content around these Switch games, to where they feel like, oh, that seems super interesting. I want to check that out right now, right? Because that's what you're going for. If you're going for, you know, like search and things like that, that particular thing isn't as important. I mean, it still is if you want to like really take advantage of all traffic sources. But, you know, trying to look at your titles in that way and think to yourself when you're putting your titles together, like, okay, this is information, which is good, right? We got that first step out of the way. But thinking like, okay, if I were to see this on my homepage, would this be something to where I would think, or suggested videos where I would think like, oh, I got to check this out. And if not, and this will start at the video idea itself, but if not, then ask yourself, what could I do to this title or to this entire package to make it a lot more interesting? And of course, you got to be able to deliver on it, you know, as well. But like, what can I do with this packaging to make somebody feel that's into these games, to make them feel like they need to check this out like right now without continuing to scroll? That's the idea. Side
note here on your thumbnails, you put 1080p full HD logos on a lot of your thumbnails. That's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, right over here on these little ones.
Yeah, you don't need that at all.
Yeah,
that's just cluttering up your thumbnail.
Yeah, I also would take the numbers off of here too. It's for channel members. So the channel member ones are fine, unless these, yeah, they're not early previews. So yeah, the channel member ones are fine, but for these, I would take the numbers off of those. Because like from the outside,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and from the outside, there's also no context on what those numbers mean for anything. Because here you have Luigi's Mansion 3 floor 5 RIP suites, which also, you know, not a super compelling title. But up here, like this, there's no context up here for these numbers either. And I just got to see what they're doing with the videos here real quick. Yeah, so then from there, I would definitely go in and I would just look at your audience retention report, see how people are responding to everything when it comes to the videos, and then start, making decisions around that. So if you are, just uploading these, live streams, so where you live stream somewhere and then you download them and then you re-upload them to YouTube, that's fine. But consider that when it comes to live stream experiences on YouTube, they can do well long term, but when it comes to like re-uploading them like this, they can also do well long term. But thinking about, okay, am I starting this in a way to where if somebody wasn't participating live, they would come in expecting a video to where it would still, make sense to them, and to where I'm still like hooking them when they come into the video and trying to kind of, keep them engaged and involved in the video as we get into this. Make sure that you are thinking about that as well. And since it does look like you are uploading these live streams as videos, same exact thing there. Just asking yourself here, as you're going through the video, like, are there parts of this that I could cut out and it would save the viewer time? It would make everything much tighter for a video experience. And if so, look in your audience retention, you'll see if this is needed. If so, then, what exactly do I need to cut out and how can I do this in a better way so that it does make it for a better replay? And a quick tip I'm going to give you for that, and we don't do it on here, but I've done it on other channels that I've made content for in the past, is when you live stream and you have a bunch of filler stuff in the beginning, and if the goal of the live stream is to help grow the channel or bring attention to the channel, one thing that you can do is when you're live streaming, and this is for the sake of this edit that I'm talking about, is you have all of your live streamy stuff that you do in the beginning. So if you're on Twitch or YouTube, wherever it is that you're recording those streams at, you have it to where, you're welcoming people when they come into the stream, you're doing all of that, community stuff. And then you have a moment to where like, hey, if you're just joining the stream, and then you say what it is that you're doing then. And then basically that part right there, right after you say, hey, if you're just joining the stream, the next things that you say, those are going to be the first things that somebody hears when they come into the video replay. And then once you get the video downloaded, you cut off all of that stuff at the beginning. So then the replay experience is 100% based on that, kind of serving the replay viewers instead of the live stream viewers that have already experienced the content live. Tango in the Kitchen, thanks for Super Chat.
Super chat.
Says, I probably know the answer, looking for input. For cooking videos, should I start with a brief intro about the dish or go straight to the recipe?
Good question.
I think it depends on what you're offering. Like, I would experiment with both and see how people respond. But like, if you are like, hey, this is a recipe for X, how to make something in under 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the thing is, I would get quickly into the recipe.
However, a little bit of context could be helpful, but I would not waste any time on it.
Yeah, on that one I would get into it. But if you are if you are making the video, let me try to think of an example really quick. Like if it's something like, sharing, my grandma's meatloaf recipe. Then in that particular case, telling, a little quick story about kind of what got you into it, that kind of thing. Then in that particular case, that would be something I would experiment with, like that type of framing. But I would think about, okay, if the viewer's coming into this because they're trying to learn how to make like quick meals and stuff, they might be in the kitchen right now trying to make meals. So therefore, like Dee mentioned, maybe just some quick context in terms of how long it's going to take them to make it, that kind of stuff. And then get into the dish would be one experiment. And then for, the other version of it, if it is something that would be interesting when it comes to the storytelling side and based on how you're framing the video, then that's where, leaning more into the story at the beginning, but still keeping it, relatively tight, but leaning more into the story at the beginning of the video, and then lead them into the recipe, would be the move there, in terms of stuff to experiment with. But those experimentations, right? Like those are the things like, like when it comes to YouTube, there's so many variables when it comes to YouTube channels that for all of us, it's important that we experiment with all kinds of different stuff when it comes to the channel and trying different things. And then just look in your retention and be like, okay, when I did it this way, how did people respond? And then if they responded better, then the next step is, okay, well, they responded better here, so let's do it again and see if they also respond better in this other one, or if it was just the topic that they were sticking around for. And then basically you find things that are repeatable and then you just try to lean into them, as much as you can. And then you kind of rinse and repeat that process throughout the video.
Rinse, repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Melinda, how you doing?
Hey, Melinda.
She said, hello, D.
Oh,
missed
okay.
you. She didn't say,
All right.
hey, Nick. She came in and she very specifically said, hello, D. I missed you.
Okay.
Everything well, Melinda?
Dr. Vibe shows the next question here uploads 1 time per week or more. They do information of blacks and people who love them. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, appreciate you both. When creating YouTube shorts, I use Opus Clip.
There you go.
Opus Clip is great. Absolutely it is. Everybody here, if you repurpose your content, should be giving Opus Clip a shot. They've also got some free stuff too. They have a free thumbnail generator. You can get free captions from Opus Clip as well. So if you're somebody that uploads vertical content and you want to put captions on it, you can actually use Opus Clip for that for free, which is pretty cool. But it says, you've mentioned that it's best to have YouTube titles that are less than 60 characters. Question, when Opus Clip creates a short that has a title more than 60 characters, would it be a good idea to use ChatGPT to create titles that are less than 60 characters? Yeah, so in terms of them generating titles that are more than 60 characters, here's what I recommend with any title generator. I don't care if it's like Opus Clip. I don't care if it's my new creator app. I don't care if it's vidIQ. I don't care if it's TubeSpanner. Like anything, even ChatGPT. Anything that you're using to create titles, don't just take the title and be like, okay, here's a title, I'm going to run with it. Instead, think about, okay, if this were to pop up in somebody's shorts feed for the people that I'm trying to reach with this video, how would this title entice that person to want to explore this video more? Because as that video is showing up on somebody's feed, sometimes they're just engaged in the video and they'll watch that. Other times they're like, hey, what's this about? And they'll look at the title real quick to try to get some context for what that video is about. So what you want to think about is, okay, for this title, for the people I'm trying to reach, how is this going to inform them? Right? Or, hook them, because you can use that as part of your, hook as well. So how's that going to hook them? So the idea is to take all of the different tools, and when they give you titles, is to think about, okay, out of these titles, does anything match that criteria? If the answer is no, then keep generating titles, or use ChatGPT, or just think about the video itself and try to come up with a title for it. But basically, when it comes to all of the things that are giving you that output, you got to step in the middle of it, right? Because we're not at the place yet. Like, we'll probably get there, but we're not there yet to where all of this stuff should be completely hands off. I mean, you can do that, if you want to, but if you want to just give yourself the best opportunity with every video that you publish, I wouldn't just give in without kind of running it through that process first, regardless of what tool it is that you're using for that. And I'm actually going to use that as a segue, D, real quick, to mention that I do have an amazing title tool inside of New Creator app. It's actually D's favorite tool in there. But basically, the tool itself, a lot of the tools that are out there, you have to put in the descriptions first, or it'll just auto-generate it. With this, you can just describe what your video is about. So it's great for people that struggle with titles. But basically, you describe what your video is about, and then you have the option to put in your niche. You have an option to put in keywords if you're targeting search. And then it's going to give you titles based on different titling strategies. So, for example, if you're going after search, it'll help make sure that it's optimized for that. If you're going after home pages for just browse in general, it'll help you optimize for that. If you are trying to widen the video up a little bit and try to go for more of like a broader audience within the niche, then it opens you up for that as well. And then it also has format options to where if you use it before you make the video, if you're a creator that does that, then in that particular case, you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to be making the video about. And then it'll give you different ways to frame the video as well based on, different ways that you might be able to get, traffic to that video. So because of that, if you haven't tried it yet, I have a free 7-day trial on here. So if you have an iPhone, go give it a shot. It's called New Creator. You can find it in the App Store or go to newcreator.app and check it out for yourself. But you can go in there and try the titling tool for yourself, try the thumbnail feedback tool for yourself, and everything else in there for yourself, completely unrestricted for 7 days. And if you like it, then you can keep going. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine as well. I would love the feedback that you don't and why, so I can fix it. But if you don't like it, then that's fine. But I do want you to go and try those tools and just see if you find them helpful, because I believe that you will. So go give it a shot.
Got a couple super chats.
Yep. So Captain Cataran, thanks for the super chat.
You also have a, I don't know, is it a sticker from Chester Guzman, or is it a super chat? I can't tell.
That is a super sticker.
Super
it
sticker,
looks like.
Yep, okay.
Or a blank super chat. Thanks for the
Thanks, Chester.
Thanks for the super chat there, Chester. And then Captain Katarn says, I'm up to 17,000 subs and I want to start a second channel with broader appeal for increased revenue potential. What tips do you have for launching a new channel as an established creator? There's a little overlap in the audience. Yeah, so one thing that I wouldn't try to do is I wouldn't try to flood the channel with people that are not a perfect fit. So a couple of approaches that you can take there. First is to have enough content on the new channel to where you can upload videos either at the same time or shortly after each other. And the whole idea there is that when you publish a video, in case that video starts doing well, because you have experience, you know how to make content, you know, all of that. So if that video starts doing well, that YouTube has additional videos to recommend to those people immediately, or they can explore your channel and they also have additional content to watch, so that in either situation, if they respond to that additional video, then that tells YouTube like, hey, that person's, you know, into what it is that you're doing. And then therefore, if YouTube detects that somebody really enjoys your content, you're increasing the likelihood of them showing additional videos that you upload to those people when they enjoy your content. So that's the approach there. And when it comes to sending people from your main channel, especially when you're getting started, it's better to, you know, try to get some traction organically. But if there is a little bit of crossover, then one thing that you can do is you can use one video on your channel as a filter. How that works is basically you have your new channel content, and that is based on one thing that is, you know, outside of what it is that your main content is here. But since there is that little bit of crossover, you make the video on your main channel that has 17,000 subscribers. You make the video for that channel that would be a slam dunk for those people that would be on the other channel, but not necessarily 100% in alignment with the people that are, you know, watching the other videos that are, you know, that are not that perfect fit. And then you mention the other channel towards the end of that video. And the whole idea there is that, one, the first qualifier is that the video that they are clicking on is of interest to the people that are going to be watching that other channel, for those people that are the crossover people. So in that case, it's going to exclude a lot of the people that aren't interested in that new channel. And then number two is the people that are making it that far in the video to where they get to the end of the video. Because your videos are like 8 minutes long, 5 minutes long, 6 minutes, so it's not too long. But for the people that make it to the end of the video, those people are the most engaged in that. So because of that, the people that you're sending over to that new channel at the end of the video are you know, the most interested in that type of content, because they've made it to the end of that particular video. So that's how you would filter from there when you have that little bit of a crossover. Let's see here. Cindy's World, thanks for the super chat, says, how do I find the biggest channel in my niche? I create edible beauty content, but most beauty content mixes hair, skin, surgery, and more. So what you want to do, Captain Caterin, my pleasure. So what you want to do is just hop into search. It doesn't have to be like the biggest. It just needs to be something that is successful that you know about in your niche. And the whole reason that we asked for that is, and I'm gonna be honest with you here. We've got 30 minutes left in the stream, and we still have like a lot of these to get through. So even if you put it in there today, we're probably not going to get to it. Just so you know. So because of that, I wouldn't go and like hunt down the other channel now. But if you want to get it ready for next week, just hop into YouTube search, or if you already know some channels, hop into YouTube search, look there, go into your analytics and go into your audience tab. And then you're going to see other channels that your viewers are watching, and see if you have any big channels there as well that are making the same type of content you are, you know, that type of thing. And then through those two ways, you should be able to find, you know, a channel that's doing well in your niche. But the whole reason we ask for that is so that if we need to, we can pull a comparison and see, this is what they're doing that's working, this is what you're doing that you know, that needs to improve. So maybe you might want to take some you know, guidance from, you know, the channel that's doing well. It's kind of the idea.
I think you had another super. Nope, you got that.
Yeah,
That was just Cindy's World, right?
Yeah. So next up on our list here, we've got In Studio IT is the name of the channel. It's a woodworking niche. Hey, you'd love my last video, by the way.
For woodworking?
So just as a heads up for anybody that is trying to make money from YouTube, the last video that I published on the YouTube channel, it goes over some, core concepts of ways that you can make money in your YouTube channel. It actually focuses mainly on 3 different ones. But basically, the whole idea is if you are a content creator that's trying to generate any type of income from your YouTube channel in addition to AdSense, or if you're not even monetized yet on YouTube, it just gives you some options of things you can do. And I go into detail on, how to do those specific things. So make sure that you check that out if you haven't yet. But really quick, had a super chat come in here really quick. So Motivation Theory Running says, is it true that the third Nimmin brother was banned from the Nimminati for not using custom thumbnails?
Dan, let me tell you about Dan.
Yeah, Dan. We lost Dan during COVID. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He wandered into the Himalayas, and the world shut down, and we haven't heard from him since. We have no idea where he is. Dan.
Love it.
Yeah, Dan, if you're watching this, we miss you, brother.
Chantel, member for 45 months. Thanks for your support. Chantel says, what colors would your wrestling suits be?
It's yellow and red.
Yeah, I think I would go with red.
Yeah, like bright yellow and fire engine red.
Yeah. Especially in honor of the Hulk. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
those are good.
Yeah, I'd even have the little ties around my arms with the little dangly tassels.
Going all in headband?
No.
Face makeup?
Mexican
like
mask.
The Ultimate Warrior?
Mexican mask.
Oh, okay. One of those. Okay, you're going El Nacho Libre. Is that the...
You got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
El Destructo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's my Mexican...
El Destructo.
That's my Mexican wrestling name.
Yeah. Like the backyard wrestling name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So,
hashtag never forget Dan. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, John. Good to see you, man.
So back on this question here, it says the woodworking niche is a bit saturated in Italy, and few people that make projects or woodworking stuff, they do stuff poorly. Not really attention to details and stuff. They just made the project to put the video out, not really paying attention to techniques, clean results, etc. Note, the second channel I linked is the biggest channel of your niche. It's not really my niche, but similar. He just makes projects not really woodworking related, but he often uses wood, even if in a really poor way. And the question is, how would you analyze the woodworking niche in Italy? We don't have somebody like Blacktail Studio. So if you are analyzing any niche in your space, the very first place to start is YouTube search. And if you're looking specifically for people that are in Italy and speaking Italian, then of course you would want to search for them in Italian, and then you would just hop into search. You would start looking for all of those channels. Another thing that you can do is you can start a brand new YouTube account, and you only access that YouTube account do another browser, the whole 9. But basically go into YouTube and search for woodworking in there in Italian and see the channels that pop up. Go in, watch a few of the videos there. And then what's going to happen is YouTube's going to notice, hey, they're watching these videos, engage with them, hit the like button, all that. And then it's going to start recommending other videos to you from the woodworking niche there based on the, stuff that you've responded to. So you can use both of those ways to find channels in your niche. Because what's funny is I had somebody in here a few weeks ago, and they were like, hey, my channel's dying, what should I do? And I went and I looked at their channel, so we connected on Twitter, and then I went and I looked at their channel, and I went and looking for competitors, and I found a competitor with one search that they didn't even know existed yet. So looking around and just Googling for that in Italian, using YouTube looking for it in Italian. You could probably go into ChatGPT in deep research mode and say, I need all the Italian channels, blah, blah. You could try that also, or Google Gemini in order to find, that sort of thing. But basically, when you are looking for that, just using YouTube search is definitely a way into it. But a couple things to think about is when it comes to videos that do well on YouTube, I like your approach in terms of saying hey, these other people aren't doing good content, essentially is what you're saying. If we skip past, the surface there, you're basically saying these other people are not, kind of really helping people out. They're showing the basic stuff, and you're wanting to, show them the detail. So an interesting thing on YouTube is that sometimes when you do the detail stuff, people really respond to it. And I think in woodworking, they probably will. But when it comes to YouTube, sometimes you can give, you can put that detail in, and then sometimes, people are just like, hey, I'm here for the surface stuff, right? So those types of things are going to come down to who it is that you're reaching with your content. So if you're reaching like a beginner, somebody that doesn't know how to do anything, for them, sharing that detail stuff for a segment of them, that's going to be super important. For, others, they might just be trying to like, okay, how do I just like put this first thing together? So when you are doing your woodworking channel, because you mentioned that it's saturated, it's all, the woodworking niche is all but saturated. Okay. So, thinking about when you're teaching people stuff, thinking about the level that people are at and trying to meet them there and then lead them into all the detail and stuff. So if you are going to try to be in front of the woodworkers in Italy that care about all those details, then trying to, express that through either the thumbnail or the title, or maybe even like focusing on the detail itself, but then mentioning that it's for beginners or something like that, might be the play there if you're going for beginners. Or if you're just going for general woodworkers, then focusing on the detail in terms of the framing of the content might be something to experiment with as well, to try to attract those people that do care about those things. Because some people are like, hey, I'm just trying to make a bench, but they don't really care about putting like, nice curves on it and making sure things are beveled right and things like that. They're just like, hey, I'm just trying to make a bench. So like in my case, right? Like if I was doing a bench, I'd try to make a bench. If you were doing a bench, you'd make a bench and it would have like nice bevels on it. It depends. And you would have like, all these like little, probably like swirly things in it and all these, like you'd get tools and be in there all, carving stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. With teaching anyone anything, you need to figure out the level to which you're teaching them to, right? Are they beginners and they're intermediates, or what are they interested in? And for those of you who want to teach people or share your passions and skills with other people, you don't have to be, and a lot of people get this wrong, you don't have to be a master of your craft. You just have to be a little bit more advanced than the people that you're teaching. So you can teach at any level.
By this detail, though, it sounds like they're probably pretty good.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about them specifically. I'm just talking about people who might, because they get that. Oh, I want to teach, but I don't know everything. You don't have to know everything. Yeah.
And the fact that they're like, these other people are missing all this detail. Yeah. Like they're tuned in.
Yeah.
I think
dialed in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But let's see here. So next up, we've got
they're in there arguing about the grains of wood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh god, you totally should have made that out of teak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what kind of woodworker are you? That clearly is a teak project and not a maple project.
Yeah. Why would you use 1200 grit sandpaper on that before?
Right. Yeah. Right. Amateur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. So next up, Gardening with Bear Brown is the channel uploads 1 time per week or more. Their goal is to be a full-time creator. Says, I want to go full-time in 3 years. My views are going down. What mistakes am I making? Do you see anything I'm doing wrong with my channel, like thumbnails or titles?
See, that's usually what everyone's doing wrong with their channel.
Thumbnails and titles, yeah.
Thumbnails and titles. That's the thing.
Let's see what you got going on.
You pulling them up now?
Okay, so one thing just right out of the gate that grabbed my attention is... You say that your views are going down. So, one thing that I would definitely consider is videos like this. First, I wouldn't put hashtags in your titles. I would stop doing that. Second, like you can put those in your video descriptions. If you're going to use hashtags, you don't need to put those in your title. Second is videos like this one right here. I should add like a little thing where I can just click it and it'll put like a highlighter on that whole box.
Oh,
that's what I should do.
There you go.
But basically, like videos like this, where you have like, sorry, you can't even see your face. And then you have I'm quitting cucumbers. So here, just I'm quitting gardening would add a little bit of context for the people that you're trying to reach there, right? So then they can at least be like, oh, hey, what's wrong, with this person? But I would definitely, this is one where, I would experiment, especially since you're not showing your face. I would experiment with I would put the I'm quitting gardening. I would remove the cucumbers, and then here I would experiment with different, thumbnails, like one where you're going like this, another one where you're going like this, maybe off to the side with a little bit more clarity there on the garden. Because as of right now, this doesn't say anything for this particular thumbnail. We'll just do it this way. Actually, we'll go this way for the package. But basically, right here, I guess this is the same thing as drawing a border around it, isn't it? So yeah, I guess I don't need to do that.
That would be the exact same thing.
Yeah, it would.
Board around it. Yeah.
So like right here, this doesn't say anything about gardening, right? It has cucumbers in there, right? So you're at like a step in that direction. But I would definitely just consider that. But yeah, I would stop adding all of these like hashtags to your titles. Those aren't, helping you in any way. Just put them in your video description. So I would start with there. I would also go through your content because you're uploading on a regular basis and all that, and you're getting, some views on some of these. So I would definitely go through and I would start looking at, like, if you're dropping and you're like, I got to stop this and, bring it back, a couple things. Think of seasonality, that kind of stuff, like, globally for the places that, speak English, or at least your demographic specifically is right now, seasonally, is gardening kind of up or down, maybe hop into Google Trends. I'll actually just check really quick myself. And just look and see, like, hey, does gardening have a, hold on, gardening.
What are you looking for specifically?
I'm just checking really quick on just interesting. Got to learn how to spell gardening there too.
There you go.
Go ahead and do that. There we go. We are going to change this to worldwide. We are going to change it to YouTube search, and then we are going to go to the past 12 months. Yeah, so I would go here. It looks like it is actually kind of like down from like July to December. Last year it was. So July to December, and then it looks like it starts coming up right around December, the week of December 22nd. Let me just show you this. Sorry. Yeah, so basically here, just based on last year, and you could do the same thing. Like you could go and you could look over, the last 5 years and see if it's similar. Yeah, see this? This shows the seasonality of gardening on your channel. So basically right here, we can see at a glance that you do have that like extreme seasonality. So since you have that seasonality, it looks like the downtime, at least on this view, is, July to December, the end of December. And then you start picking up, right around there in January. So I would just consider that. So you might be doing everything fine, but your views themselves, it could just be general interest in what it is that you're doing just happens to be down right now because we are just moving into this area right here to where, it is starting to decline from last year. So because of that, I would definitely, consider that just based on what was happening last year. But it looks like it was still up, this time last year. But it looks like, it just started to go down here. But basically, I would definitely go and just track this and just kind of see where we're at right now, see, historically, kind of what's happening or what's happened. Just kind of use that. But also, making sure that you do, add some clarity to this. Stop using the hashtags. Here you have sweet corn, but then you're pointing it at you. If we bring up this package. We have sweet corn. You're pointing over to you. This is also an opportunity. The sweet corn definitely is something that, is pretty clear and easy to understand there, but also experimenting. Like, I don't know if you're doing A/B tests on this. I don't think that you are, because typically for videos that are doing A/B tests on this tool that I'm using, if I open it up and it's on an A/B test, usually it comes up with a small thumbnail or no thumbnail at all. And then I have to hit this regenerate button in order to get a big thumbnail. So if you're not doing testing, then I would test. And I would test with things like, okay, let me put sweet corn here in the text and then just remove this arrow completely. And let me also do one to where maybe I just focus it on the sweet corn itself and see if people respond better to that. And then have another one as your third option to where it is, you with either the sweet corn text or, just the sweet corn next to you as something kind of big. And just see if, if you find something there that people respond to, because it looks like you're committed right now to, using text as a big part of your thumbnail strategy, which can be okay. But I would definitely, experiment with those and just see if, that makes any difference whatsoever. Another thing is if you start exploring, because I just did this quickly, this might not be what's, wrong right now, but I just did it quickly just to kind of show you the seasonality there and how that, happens. But another thing that I would also consider is if you do have that drop, there are still people that are, watching it. If we switch to this tab, people are still watching it. It doesn't go to zero. So because of that, I would start thinking like, okay, if people are, starting to lose interest here, then what type of, like if the peak season's over, what are people doing around gardening in the low season? And then I would start thinking of content that you might be able to make that would serve people in the low season, or low season content here. And then as you start to prepare for this rise here, then start, doing on-season content, like right around this area, right around December there would be something to consider there.
I'm actually surprised there's that much of a drop for gardening.
Yeah. It looks like it's on the, like it had like a kind of a downtime there. It looks like shortly after, there we go. Okay. Yeah. It looks like, around like 2022, 2023, it was down a bit, but it looks like overall, like gardening is on the incline, which is good.
Not surprising though. Mm-hmm. The cost of food.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what the crazy thing is? Like we live in Thailand. For those of you who don't know, it's been relatively cheap with food living here, with the exception of imported goods and restaurants that specialize in Western food, that sort of thing. Yeah. But almost all of the restaurants that I go to, some of them have had significant price hikes. Yeah. Significant price hikes.
I remember when you were in Mexico.
20%, 30%, 40% increases in some of the restaurants.
So when you were in Mexico, there was a period of time where, like, any restaurant that you went to, they would bring out, because they would have like their menu prices, and then they would bring out like an additional menu that would explain. I sent you a picture, I think, of like street pizza, explaining explaining like, hey, we're raising our prices because these things are getting more expensive and whatever. So this is the actual price for this thing. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, it's but still, if you eat locally, it's still relatively cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I know some things have gone up, but just I saw a TikTok video today of a girl. She's in Bangkok right now, and her whole thing was complaining about Bangkok. And she's like, yeah, people are saying that everything is so cheap here, but it's not. She's like, yeah, if you go to like Taco Bell, then it's like, it's more expensive than it is in America. If you want to go and you want to get like American food, it's more expensive than it is in America because they have to import it. And she's just like complaining about how like her lifestyle choices are more expensive. And comments, man, she was just getting eaten up, eaten alive. Yeah, because people are like, oh my gosh, like you're over there eating the food. Like, how do you think they're going to get it there? Right? Yeah. Yeah, and they're just letting her have it. But she was also talking about like other things, and people are just kind of bringing the reality. Like, well, you are in Bangkok, which is like the one of the most expensive places in in Thailand. So.
Yeah, here's a weird thing that I've noticed from traveling. Some countries have weird taxes on cheese. Thailand is one of those countries for, I don't know if it's taxes for importing cheese or what the deal is with cheese, or if they have to like go through a gauntlet to get cheese here, or they don't make their own cheese. I don't know what it is. Maybe they kill all the cheese makers. I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
But cheese is really expensive. Anything you, if
they
you
might have mouse pirates somewhere in the supply chain.
There could be mice pirates that are driving up the price. Yeah. Somali mice pirates are coming in and taking over. Yeah. If you
Tom is out there.
Tom,
or Jerry, I guess. Jerry that's out there.
Jerry and his uncle
and his gang of pirates are out there. Yeah, stealing all the cheese,
Crambo
driving prices up.
Yeah.
Crambo, Speedy Gonzalez is out there like, oh, I need more cheese.
So if you go to a restaurant and you get cheese on something, it significantly raises the price for a lot of items.
Yeah, the cheese mafia.
The cheese mafia.
Yeah, that's what Beanie said.
So like if you go to McDonald's, and I don't eat a lot of McDonald's, but every blue moon I'm like, yeah, I just kind of want a McDonald's. I'm just out and like I just want a McDonald's. If you get a cheeseburger, and I'm not talking about a Big Mac, just a cheeseburger, a normal cheeseburger, it's double the price, or sometimes more than double the price if you just get a hamburger. It's the exact same burger minus the cheese. And it's like half the price, or sometimes more than half the price.
Mind-blowing fact there about cheeseburgers.
Yeah, so I see people sometimes
it's the same burger, but on this one they add cheese, and they call it a cheeseburger.
Well, no, I mean they might put like some lettuce or whatever. Yeah. Plus you're not very smart, so I'm just explaining the difference between a hamburger and a cheeseburger.
It's like, hey, idiot, this one has cheese on it.
And I say that because sometimes I'll be at McDonald's and I'll hear tourists complaining about the price. Yeah, and I'll just be like, just get the hamburger. Right. Just get the hamburger.
Hey, just get the hamburger.
So then another fun fact, you go to the airports here, and if you're like, yeah, I just want to get a quick burger, they don't have those burgers at the airports. You have to get a cheeseburger.
That'll teach you.
So then you say, can I get a cheeseburger without the cheese, which is just like the hamburger price? I go, no, we can't do that. So all I want is a hamburger. So if you just want the hamburger without the cheese, they charge you the cheeseburger price. They charge you for the cheese even though you don't get the, what is going on? Yeah.
So I like cheese. So we should.
What is going on?
So we should work that out. Like, hey, I'm going to go to the airport and fly out of here. Then I can come just eat McDonald's with you, and then we can be like, hey, put my cheese on his cheeseburger and give him double cheese on that cheeseburger.
There you go.
We can fix that problem.
But you're paying for cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
So West of Neverland is our
you have
next
no
channel
idea
here.
the struggles that we go through over here. You have
It's
no
so
idea.
rough.
You have no idea how hard life can be. Trying to get a hamburger. You can't fathom the struggle.
I don't know if you remember this, but speaking of McDonald's and cheeseburgers,
I remember the cheeseburger.
So when I first came over to Thailand, we were here for like a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Philippines for a visa run. We went with Vin, and we got there. It was like, it was early morning. It might have been like 5 in the morning or something like that. And I went in and I ordered my the sausage biscuit that I like.
Okay.
And because like the English was so easy and like I didn't have to like, struggle like trying to like communicate with them what I wanted and things like that, because it was such an easy experience, I was hysterical. Do you remember that?
I do remember
Yeah,
that.
I completely came unglued. I mean, granted, we've been up, like most of the night and stuff.
Because they spoke English.
Yeah, because they just spoke English and it was just so easy. My brain didn't even know like how to react to it. Yeah, it was interesting.
So yeah, we were talking about we living in Thailand. We were in Thailand for a considerable amount of time, and you were fairly new.
I think I just said all this.
You were fairly new to the area.
Yeah,
you were
I even said when I first came over here.
Yeah. And going to the Philippines after being surrounded by, at that time there were less people who spoke English, especially in the restaurants.
Yeah.
And going to a place where they could speak English.
Yeah.
And the Filipinos are great. And you go and they're like, "Hello, sir, can I take your order?"
Yep.
And you're just like.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's like, oh gosh, this is wonderful. Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah.
FT1, no, I'm not a growth channel. I help with tools. I have tips and stuff, but I'm just, if you want to learn how to do something, edit videos, make thumbnails,
Yep. So
he does growth.
Next up on the list, we got West of Netherlands. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months.
I'll be on Twitch later tonight talking about cheese. If you guys want to join me over in the channel, Cheese Talk with D. Niman on the Twitch
West
channel.
of Neverland is our next channel. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do Disney animation history. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, hey, Nick and D, what's going on? Hey. Says, I want to share something interesting that's happening on my channel with a couple of videos and shorts. I studied some outliers in my niche and found some compilation videos that are doing well, so I made 2 historical compilations of public domain Disney shorts. Those 2 took off big time and started some incredible growth. Then, my next long-form video that I published last week did much better than my others because of the increased subscribers and views. And finally, I made 3 shorts to point to my latest long-form and released them when my analytics said that my viewers are most online. This exploded. One of my shorts has over 100,000 views, and my subscribers are growing so fast, I expect to be monetized in a few days.
Wow.
I just appreciate so much all the advice and would love your thoughts on how this is going. So first off, congratulations to you. High five and fist bump for that. Love seeing that, that progress and where you're like, okay, this is growing. So how can I keep picking up momentum here? So in terms of, my thoughts on how this is going, I think it's going great. I think that you've tapped into something and, you found stuff that people enjoy and you know how to put it together and package it in a way that people enjoy it. And you are, doing all of the things in terms of like, hey, I put this out, they're enjoying it, so let me do another video of something that, that they'll enjoy as well. They enjoyed that, and everything's just, continuing to grow. And then you're also tapping into shorts on top of that. So then you also have, the shorts views that are coming in, and then you have people that are crossing over from that. So everything that's happening is fantastic, and I congratulate you on what's happening right now.
Yep. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the rule of thumb here, just so you know, is, you now know what people want from you. You now have enough data on videos to go in and start analyzing your audience retention reports and seeing like, okay, was there anything in this video that people didn't like? Is there any place in this video where people started dipping out of this video? If so, what was happening right before this? And you can start, trying to put those pieces together and then using that information to experiment with the additional videos that you're going to publish on the channel. But when it comes to shorts, trying to figure out, topically, what it might have been that grabbed their attention, with that short, look at the title, look at how you started, that short. Same thing with the videos as well. Look structurally what you were doing with both and seeing from a structural standpoint, if you can, get something similar to where you can create that similar experience for people that are, all those people that are subscribing right now so that you can, just keep delivering content to them that is in a format that they're proven to be comfortable with and that they enjoy. And then from there, just keep delivering.
Keep bringing it.
Yep. Keep bringing that heat you got. So next up, we got Le Broke Tuber. Le Broke Tuber is the name of the channel. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. The question is, I stream and post gaming content. I seem to reach more people on stream, but it's very inconsistent. How can I have a consistent reach? I do my thumbnail and title. What can I do? Or am I at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm? Please help a brother. Thanks. So when it comes to YouTube, it's not that you're at the mercy of the algorithm and the algorithm chooses, you know, what videos do well and what videos don't. The way it works is everything is based on how people respond. So it's not that the algorithm is like this, you know, magical being that is like, hey, I want that video to do well, and I want that video to do well, and I want that video to do well. It doesn't work that way. Instead, it's like, hey, you know, we're showing this to some people, and out of the people that we're showing it to that the system thinks is going to be a good fit for this video, you know, a certain number of these people are or are not responding to it. And the response that this particular video is getting is at a competitive level against all of the other stuff that we have to, you know, show these people that we think are going to be a good fit for it. And if it is competitive, then, you know, it'll get a deeper reach. But if it's not, then in that case, other content that is you know, more competitive for that group is going to end up overtaking yours, and it's going to end up getting, you know, shown to those people more because people are responding to it better, right? So that's how it works when it comes to YouTube. It's like a big competition. They give everything a chance, but based on how people respond to it, that is going to dictate, you know, how the videos go from there. But in terms of, let me see here what this is. And you mentioned to look at the channel, but I don't see anything here. You say you do your thumbnails and titles. What can I do? So, okay, we might be able to pull something up here. And I'm looking at this other channel that you said is making similar type of content. So I'm looking at this here really quick.
Are you pulling them up?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, so.
You're adding them now? There you go. Yep. I see it.
Okay, so when it comes to your channel, in terms of your thumbnails and titles, it looks like you have had some spikes here. So your Kai Sinet was faking his reactions on stream, and a Lies of P, what happens when you're brought back, and a RDC World always finds a way to make you laugh. So those are the videos that have popped here over the last 3 months, over here.
What are you using to show that? What is that?
That's part of my tool.
That's really?
Yep.
That's the plugin?
Yeah. My channel review extension.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
That's the first time seeing it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've showed this a few times before.
I didn't catch this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this. I've got one for the channel too. So that one's not fully fleshed out yet. But I have, I'll just show you here real quick. So
yeah, I did. I maybe I was in the bathroom. I didn't see that graph.
Might have been. Yeah, so I turn on that and add to channel analysis button. And I'm still working on this, so this one's still pretty messy. But basically here, similar things, just give some information on the channel, shows channel tags, things like that. I'm still working on getting the monetization information on if they have a store membership attached. Still working on that part. And then it gives me some general information. Still working on accuracy of information here because it's hard getting like raw shorts information. So working on that. But yeah, just giving all kinds of like different kind of inside context there, so I can just kind of get an idea of kind of what's happening.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, like yeah. So when it comes to your thumbnails and titles, let's see what you're doing. Variety live streamer, video game content, reactions, and you're a proud father and all of that. So so a couple things to think about. The very first is if you are doing reaction content and gaming content, and you're not doing reactions to games. Let's see if I can see just really quick. You might be doing reactions to games. So if you're doing reactions to games, then you're going to be okay. But if there is stuff in here where it's reactions to other things like Kai right here, for example, those types of things, like you're leveraging somebody famous to bring attention to yourself, which is smart. However, if these people watching this don't care about, I mean, who doesn't care about GTA, right? Like, that's... Everybody cares about this one, but like when it comes to...
Don't they have a new one coming?
Yeah, that's what this is about.
Oh.
But like when it comes to these other videos, though, you want to try to make it to where everything on the channel is a great fit for a certain type of viewer. And you don't want to do the approach where it's like, hey, everything's a fit for everybody that's interested in a bunch of different stuff, because there's channels that people will go to for the specific stuff. So you have to think about what it is for right now, right? You got to think about like, what is it that I want to be known for? And then I'm going to, make content about that. So as long as your reactions are, around games and all the stuff you're talking about is around games, then you're going to be okay there. But if you're outside of games on the reactions, like on that Kai video, then in that particular case, I would try to do less of those things unless you want to do a lot of those and become a channel that does, that kind of stuff. So I would just try to make it to where everything that you're doing is important to gamers. Same with this one. Make sure that everything that you're doing is important to gamers. And the reason this is important, because I can say that, but if I don't add the reason, it doesn't make any sense. So the reason that this matters is, like, let's say that I come in and I watch this video on, this person. I watch this video on this person. I watch this video on this person. Then YouTube's going to be like, oh, hey, they like, this, content or these types of videos from, this channel. So therefore, let me, their system is going to say, let's recommend some other content because this viewer that watched these videos is liking content from this channel. So let's test that viewer and see if they like some of this other stuff. And then what's going to happen is they are going to recommend some of this other stuff that you have. And if I don't care about this other type of content, but I care about this reaction type stuff, then in that particular case, I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to watch, we'll just put it right after. So if they recommend me this, I'm not going to watch it. If they recommend me this, I'm not going to watch it as your new videos after those videos that I watched. If they recommend content from your back catalog and I don't care about these games, then in that case, I'm not going to watch that. 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 Because the things that I like that you do are these videos where you're reacting to, some of this other stuff that other people are doing. So the whole idea when it comes to YouTube is thinking about it through the lens of, okay, I'm creating a resource of a certain type of content for a certain type of viewer that's interested in, specific stuff. So because of that, before I publish a video on my channel, I just want to ask myself, okay, for the people that are watching, these videos, would this next video that I'm thinking of making be a good fit for the people that are interested in these things? If the answer is yes, then that's a good video to publish for the channel. If the answer is no, then in that case, you might want to reconsider, unless it's an experiment where you might be trying to pivot the channel or something like that. So that would be the very first thing that I would, make sure that you get clear on is exactly what it is that you're offering, who it is that you're offering it to, and then, start working from there. But in terms of, some of the things, like that's clearly Superman. That's clearly whatever characters, that happens to be from the game. Same thing here. That's just a clear character is kind of what I'm running with there. So I think those things are fine. We went wild reacting to superhero fights and game trailers. That kind of thing is fine. But, as at right now, I wouldn't wrap we into this conversation. Instead, I would make it about the viewer in some way. So, for example, instead of we went wild reacting to superhero fights and game trailers, make it something along the lines of, reacting, wild reactions to superhero fights and game trailers, or, these game trailers were, you don't even have to mention reactions. I mean, you can for those types of viewers, but maybe something along the lines of, these game trailers weren't what we thought, or they weren't what we expected, or, something like that. And then you could do a bar and then, reaction, or something like that to make it clear that it's a reaction video. But yeah, I would work on things like that when it comes to the titles or just the overall packaging. Any additional thoughts, Steve?
No.
All right.
I think you covered that one well.
So next up, we've got...
We have time for what? Maybe one more? Maybe two more?
Yep.
Let's get it.
So Imperial Remnant does Star Wars lore content. The question is, I feel like I have a solid grasp on the basics at this point. Most of the advice I see online is either for new channels or massive channels. I'm looking for ways to get to the next level with more consistency in views, subscribers, ad revenue, etc. And then here, I understand the podcast format clip videos get less views, but they bring in members. If this is a bad strategy, let me know. And more on sponsors would help me. I follow Justin and read Sponsor Magnet twice, putting it into practice, but it's still escaping me. Okay, so let's see here. So let me look at your channel.
1 second. Did our stream just crash? Hold on.
Did it?
Sarah down.
Yeah, it looks like I'm still seeing everything.
Yeah, we're still go.
Yeah, it's still feeding through, too.
Yeah, it must just be her on her end. All right, keep going.
Yep. So let me see here.
Yeah, you pulling somebody else up now?
Yeah. Home Rapid Repair says 2 more if brevity. Yeah, that's, you know me. It's probably not. That's probably I'm not the best at brevity. So let's see here. So I'm looking at your channel here really quick.
We're up. Okay, we're good.
Here's a Star Wars channel, D.
Yep.
So here you give
Imperial Remnants.
because I know you watch this type of content in terms of like, you know, movie reviews and stuff.
What's their question?
So what are your thoughts?
What's their actual question?
So the question is basically they're just trying to. They say that they feel like they have a grasp on basics at this point. Most of the advice I see online is either for new channels or massive channels, looking for ways to get to the next level with more consistency in views, subscribers, and revenue. A lot of that is going to come from actually like studying your audience retention on the videos that have done well, and seeing, you know, how people are responding to things. Also looking topically, you know, how people are responding to things. But go ahead, D. I'll shut up and let you.
No, I just want to give you my. This is the first time I've actually looked at your channel, or at least first time I remember looking at your channel. I just want to say graphically from your thumbnails, at a glance, your font is kind of hard to read. I know it's big and it's bold and it's simple, but when you start putting different like words on top of each other, everyone deserved better full video. When something's really large, it's easier, but some of the smaller text, at a glance, I find it kind of hard to read your font, actually. And as a Star Wars fan, your images, and I know it sounds crazy because you're putting your images like up front. I think the red backgrounds that you're using are, and this is kind of getting technical here, our eyes are drawn to red naturally. Your red background is pulling my attention in, and I'm kind of overlooking the Star Wars character. Like this is just for me. The character that should be getting my attention isn't the first thing that I'm noticing. So that's just kind of a.
Yeah, and D watches this type of content.
Yeah. Like, yeah, if this were to be suggested to me, there's a good chance I would just scroll past some of this stuff, because there's not enough in here to make me stop or slow down.
So other things, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah. I just wanted to give you that out of the gate, because as I'm looking at it, I'm just like, yeah, I would probably not watch some of this stuff, and I watch this stuff.
Yeah, so another thing too is like if we look at like this one right here that did well. So we have like how Shadows of the Empire kept Star Wars alive. Like this is a strong statement when it comes to the title here in this particular one versus like what did they do to earn the 12 death sentences?
Yeah, it doesn't speak to me either.
Yeah,
I mean, I know what it is, but
it did okay. I mean, you're rolling at almost, you know, half of the, you know, views compared to this one, but it's just not as strong of a statement. And then this one, it's still new, but it has, you know, Star Wars words every fan should know. You know, I think that's okay, but I'm not sure, D, because you watch this content because you are a bigger fan than me. Is that something that you would care about as a fan? Probably not, even though there's probably tons of things I don't know. But that doesn't mean it won't do well. Yeah. Words everybody should know. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I would do here is I would put, because I can see like the, you know, the robe and stuff, but I would get more clear Star Wars imagery right here on the thumbnails. Yeah. Because this is clear if you like look at it for a minute, right? But I would I would definitely try to make that more clear. Like for example, right? Like this one here. If you took the title away from that, it doesn't mean anything, right? Like if that didn't have a title on it. Bam. How's that? There you go. Right. So if you didn't have that title and I'm just scrolling, right? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, laying in bed. I'm doom scrolling for whatever reason. And this thumbnail is, in this video was thrown in front of me, and I'm not slowing down to read the title. I have no idea what that is. And by the way, I love this tool, the fact that you can just take things away. Yeah. And I think it's a great tool for people to, and you can do this. You can take a screenshot of your stuff and look at it like this. You can screenshot it, go into Photoshop, get rid of all your titles, and look at stuff. Does the thumbnail by itself say enough to stop me from scrolling and get me to click? Some of these do, some of them don't. I find a real problem with your imagery. If you go down to the all about expectations, and again, that font's a little bit weird for me. Like I can immediately identify Luke with the green. It stands out more, but the older Luke with the red, I don't know what it is, man. Like your thumbnails are like really close. They're super close, but they're lacking a pop factor.
where the characters that you should be highlighting, they're not standing out to me. They're not just like instant recognition. So a couple of them are, but some of these I would scroll right past for some of them.
Yeah, like this one's super clear.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them are okay.
Yeah, this one's suggestive, but it's not super clear.
Yeah. Yeah, like if I'm just like scrolling through,
yeah,
like maybe if you would have had their logo, like not like if your text is covering up that logo.
Yeah.
So you don't have that image
and
recognition.
It's subtle. From a design standpoint,
Right.
that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like that looks super cool.
Right.
But in terms of that like instant clarity,
Yeah.
Definitely, I would definitely work on that sort of thing. Same exact thing up here with this one too.
Yeah, that's what I'm going at. Like graphically, it's okay. Like you make something that looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it from the point of if I'm scrolling, I'm just like, I'm doom scrolling, I'm just going through. You want to get their attention immediately.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pause and try to figure it out. Like I want to be able to scroll and I want to see, oh, that's Luke. I wonder what they're doing. Oh, that's Rey. What is that? Oh, that's the Emperor, whatever it is. I want to be able to see that. Like I want to be able to subconsciously identify with that before I even realize what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that here.
Other things too, and I think Dee mentioned this already, but talking about not having like the clarity here. So in addition to this one being difficult to recognize at a glance, again, it looks cool. Like, how you've put it all together, it looks cool. But in terms of like easy to recognize, so, using better imagery over here, and your emphasis on this is like the 77. And I think that instead of having the 77 in there, if it was like Star Wars must-know terms, then in that particular case, that is more important than how many terms that you're going to be talking about in there. So I think putting Star Wars up here plus some Star Wars imagery is another thing that might make that easier to identify at a glance.
Did he give you?
Oh, they're testing it actually. So they've got another thumbnail.
Okay.
See right there.
Yeah.
So this one, yeah.
That one's
so
better.
This one, yeah, I like this one better. So it'll be interesting to know on your test which one of these perform better, because this one is more clear. But even with this one, because of the book and stuff, like it's still kind of there. Like it's a lot more clear than the other one. But even with this one, it is kind of, there's some distracting stuff in here. So just like an easy, like what you want to think about is just like stupidly obvious.
Yes.
Right?
Like
if somebody was
obvious, yeah.
If somebody was intoxicated, if they were on medication, if they were tired, if they are a Star Wars fan, they would be able to instantly know what's going on here at a glance. Like that's the approach. I got that advice from Dee a long time ago, but that's the advice that's the approach that you want to take. And even here, again, the 77 is the most prominent thing in this thumbnail. When if you're going to do something like this, it should be the character and or Star Wars, right? Right up here to draw the attention of Star Wars fans.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of that red background. It's just too. I mean, red is good for getting attention, but my eyes just go there. Like I want to see those characters. Maybe tone that red down a little bit. Maybe tone the red down and put some drop shadows behind your characters to kind of make them stand out from that red. So pull the saturation back from the red a little bit. Some drop shadows on the characters to make them kind of pop out, to separate them from the background.
Yeah, like on the positive side, I like how you're trying to put together a branded look. Like I dig that. But in terms of that look, though, I would definitely experiment, just on clarity, right? Like I would go for clarity.
What's
like
the actual official Star Wars channel doing? Did he give you?
Let's see here.
Like what are some of the larger channels doing?
Yep, right here, Star Wars Theory.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing.
Third one.
Yeah, and I think it's the bottom end of that font that's bothering me. It's got like this line that goes through it. So all the words had this little line and that super thick border on it. It's kind of throwing me
so
off.
this one doesn't have like...
Can you pull it up? Whoa, nope.
See it? Yeah, that's it. 3 million subscribers on this one. So here, I guess they know who he is, there. But like even these, right? He's got 3 million subscribers, but I think these would get a lot more clicks on him if he had, some Star Wars imagery with himself. Because he's got 3 million subscribers, which means he's had tons of views.
Yeah.
So leveraging himself is smart. But him over to the side for people that don't know him. Him over to the side, and then with some Star Wars imagery on the other side.
Let's see what some of his popular videos are doing here.
Here, this one, 92,000 views.
Yeah.
But clear, Star Wars,
Right, but they're
Anakin.
clear. Like
Yep.
if you're scrolling, I could quickly...
There you go, D.
There you go.
But 5 years ago, let's look for something recent.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build that filter into my tool, too. That's why I have that 3-month thing in there to help filter that sort of thing. let's see here.
Yeah, like
8
you can
years
really,
ago.
really easily identify this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Disney's doing.
Yeah, it looks
I
like they haven't had anything pop in quite some time. I mean, they have, but not to this level.
I wonder if they changed to something.
Well, it's, might have, but it's also
like, these are great.
But these have also had a lot of time to accumulate views too.
Right.
So, of
like
course.
these are great. The characters stick out, and I don't know if Disney's coming after people for putting their logos in there or not. But like I immediately, you know, I had the Star Wars branding. I had the characters that are clear. They have lightsabers in a lot of them,
Yeah.
so that's like something that's easily identifiable. They have the droids in some of them. Like it's those things, like he mentioned,
Star Wars logo and a lot.
making something stupidly simple.
Yep.
To where it's just your brain doesn't even have to like pause to figure out what's going on. Oh, Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like some of his recent stuff there. He's just like throwing stuff up. Like just, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't even work there for that little.
Tango in the Kitchen still hasn't watched Star Wars.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
You got to check it out. It's good if you're into that type of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot to watch now.
All right. On that note, I do want to remind you a couple of things here. First, if you haven't tried my app yet, it's called New Creator. You can find it in the App Store. And I'm just going to put a link to it right here in the chat so you can go check it out. That'll take you to the website so you can see information about it. And then there you can go to the App Store directly from there if you want to. But definitely go check that out. It'll help you if you want to be able to manage, you know, some of what it is that you're doing on your channel on the go. It's a great tool for that. But I do want to remind you, if you are new, or if you are, you know, hitting the wall in terms of like things aren't going the way that you want yet, just a reminder that when it comes to YouTube, it's a learning curve, just like anything else. So because of that, one, be easy on yourself, right? Keep experimenting with what it is that you're doing. Keep working on your skill sets, because, you know, those skill sets are going to help you see things differently when it comes to your channel. And keep going when it comes to your content, and just embrace the idea that you know, that we're all in a learning curve at all times when it comes to YouTube, because it's evolving. And because of that, I know it's easy to say don't get frustrated, but, you know, when that frustration comes, just try to remember that, you know, that you are in the learning curve and that you need to keep working on the skill sets in order to move past wherever it is that you are right now. And we all have to do that. So keep going, hang in there. You got this, D. Good stream.
Yep, good stream.
We will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, and have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning and engage, just take a second, just